Mic check. Looks like we have a signal. All right. First up, this is not me throwing shade per se, but it's just a strange phenomena that I've been tracking. I've made videos about it before, but we're making another one about it again today. And pretty sure in the description, I always have the person's literally under every video. I have the person's channel, referring, for other people if they see it, to check out channels, etc. And as I always say, like right now, of course, check out Number Games with Zach, check out See Through the Script, Decoding with Cody, Bull Don't Lie, Crack Their Code, Gamuntrinator_85, and whoever else I normally say, and or who's in the description. Now, for instance, as this happens so many times, and this is just another unfortunate occasion with this specific type of collective hive mind, that always does this specific thing. And I find it, even though it's rhetorical as to the reasons why, when you know what you're looking at and you can conclude and you know why it's happening, but it's just still very strange. Very, very, very strange. What am I talking about? Well, you can see it in the thumbnail. And if you go on their channel, you can see that I left the specific comment to do with Anthony Joshua. I've left it by itself. I've left it replying to somebody else's comment that went to the person's channel, Gamuntrinator_85. All right. Left it a couple of times there. And as I say, on people's replies that come to the channel, and I've left it by itself. And as you can see on the thumbnail, for example, there's no acknowledgement to what I've left. So again, I've left it probably on the page on his channel 3-4 times. Again, not trying to spam, but obviously other people need to see it, or other people need to know, if they didn't catch wind of this specific thing to do with Anthony Joshua. And of course, I'm talking about the Drake curse. And again, I've been following the Drake curse since 2019. Now, as we know, the situation with Anthony Joshua the other day, huge situation, one of many. Of course, we've got Venezuela going on, we've got this thing, that thing, yada, yada, yada. And what's amazing to me, I'll have to try and find the video. I don't know if it's on this channel. It might be on one of my other channels of the same name. I think it's on this channel. And I did a video because I know there was a time when everybody was looking for Rambo, who's a great asset. He's got great attributes, with what he brings to the table, just like many of us Gamuntrians. And people love a bit of Rambo, of course, when he was first on Zach's channel here and there. I know he met Zach. I think he might have been New York 9/11, might have been that one, if I'm not mistaken. Again, shout out to Rambo. And when I was using Instagram, I've still got my Instagram up there under my music name, Audio Oracle. But anyway, when I was using it, maybe about, 2 years ago, maybe about 3 years ago. Point is, I made a video to say, he's over such and such. He's on Instagram, and I think he made the Truth Codes channel at that time, right? So I made a video saying, right, bam, this is where he is. I know a lot of people are looking for him, but it was amazing how many people that I've never seen since or before, and probably have never even subscribed to my channel, that, was, leaving comments, oh, Rambo this, Rambo that. And of course, Gematria _85, again, shout out to Derek. If you don't know, Derek found the information back in time, many, many years ago. And for him, at first glance, he thought it was nonsense. And then 2 twos, as the weeks go by, he said, actually, Zach's onto something. And then, of course, he made a channel. Then, of course, he also made the Gematria calculator. Of course, there's other Gematria numerology calculators out there. But, he's done a nice sleek design one with a blog page and other stuff in there and great features. And as rhetorical as it is, I just still find it strange how much, certain people, or like myself, it's like, okay, so you saw me from that when I made that video to be with Rambo, and you would think that maybe there would be I'm not saying you have to come and, like the video or comment on every video, but, surely, like, I mean, come on, how can I not leave a comment on your video and you acknowledge the comment to do with Anthony Joshua, which is a potent piece that fits to the puzzle? Why is there no acknowledgement? Again, as much as I can say I don't get it, it's still rhetorical, right? I just find it really strange. Again, where's the unity? Where's the unification? And that's why I even left a comment, as I mentioned recently, with Zach. And I said, hey man, let bygones be bygones. You should be on roundtables with, Rambo, Decoding with Cody, Dr. Savage, another great mind, this one, that one. Like, why are you not? Like, what is going on? And even with a live stream Zach did the other day, and somebody called Parker, can't remember his full name or his the name. I don't know if he's actually his real name or, just his online name of choice, but his name was Parker something. But anyway, shout out to Parker. And he was having trouble trying to explain something to Zach. And then Zach was getting a bit, kind of annoyed, and he even cut him off, but he let him back on, right? Because he had another caller, he cut him off. And I know Zach does that sometimes. Obviously, sometimes disgruntled, but obviously on other occasions, it's pretty rude the way Zach will cut somebody off. And they might even be halfway saying, all right, I'll catch you on the rebound, or whatever the case, or even trying to explain to them what they was trying to explain. And Zach just cuts them off. Again, sometimes it can be granted, obviously, but then other times. But my point is, anyway, many, 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 many years ago, when I was using Facebook, the channel called Inner Standing, who I share a lot of his posts all the time, who's got great information to do with, again, numerology, this, that, and other things, and the origins of, and whatever the case may be, to do with, spiritual enlightenment and that. My point is, you should already know who the guy was talking about, even if he was having trouble trying to say this and that. You should instantly click to your mind, oh, as soon as the guy mentioned basically what I said to you, oh, Seven Bomar, aka Inner Standing, he mentions your book when he was doing a Tetragrammaton presentation. And Zach showed a clip of the presentation, and Zach was saying, oh, but why didn't he mention my name? Again, I can't say why I didn't mention your name that time. I know he's somebody that will, mention people's names, or, oh, that book that he got, or boom, 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 that book by whoever the case, whatever the title's name. He definitely does that, Maybe on that occasion he didn't just happen to do it, but, it's not a thing where he was, not wanting to mention the author, of Letters and Numbers, again by Zachary K. Hubbard. And again, anybody listening, be sure to pick up the book. You can download it for free, or of course you can support it and actually buy the book. But it is there for instant download PDF. And he's got the other book that he wrote by Zachary K. Hubbard, which is called 9/11 to Coronavirus. Be sure to get that. But my point is, you should already know of this person. You know what I mean? He's been around damn near 20 years. like how you've been on the scene doing your thing for the 13 plus years, you know? And I just find it extraordinary how things are just still not tight knitted. And is it ever going to change? And I don't think it's ever going to change, unfortunately. Another example I'll quickly say, I left the same comment on the Illusions channel. And I've already showed why he's not as righteous as he tries to make out, right? His name's Adam. He's got the channel called Illusion. Again, he brings great stuff to the table. You know, those aspects of him, fantastic, brilliant. But then he's got the other side where, you know, do things to kind of spite somebody, or he won't actually do the help. You know, he goes on like he's so Christian, this and that, and Jesus is coming and he's there to help. And you mean to tell me, as I've explained a couple of times, and I say it again, there was a type beat, rap beat, whatever type beat, whatever it was, a track that he was playing one time, and I said, we should maybe do a chain along, and everybody add like a verse to that, right? And basically I asked him what the name of the song was, and of course the channel. And he only gave me the channel's name. These times when you go to the channel's got like 1 million subscribers and a bazillion songs on there. So how am I supposed to be able to find the song? Yeah. Pulled him up about it on one of his live streams after him trying to say, oh, he's so helping and that, you know, talking to his, you know, he's got in the chat and the live and whatever's going on. And of course, he couldn't answer what I was saying, right? And as I say, coming to recent times, I leave the same message like what I left on Gamontrinator_85's channel, aka Derek. Again, shout out to everybody. Again, it's not me trying to throw shade per se, but it is annoying. You know, no acknowledgement to what I left there. You know, there's no, oh, wow, actually, let me screenshot that. Let me put it on the community wall. Also, let me mention it in my next video. You know, like, what is wrong with these people? It's very strange. It's so weird. It's so weird, man. Again, not throwing shade as such, but, you know, shout out to King Richard. King Richard, you know, I've shared some of his posts. He's left some comments on my stuff. He even joined one of my lives the other day, 1 or 2. I was in his live the other night. You know, he's in the USA, but I wasn't like talking on the panel or anything. I was just in the comments. But about within the last 2 weeks, basically a week after he left a specific comment, I've realized that he left the comment, saw the comment, and the comment was, oh wow, let me send you some demo bits, right? And I said, oh, okay, cool. Make a WeTransfer link or something like that, join my live, or when I join your live, I can get the link and then I can download the bits. Who's that in the comments? Oh, you'd have to rewind the stream, man. You know, it's in the title, we're scrolling along the banner bit underneath there as well on the screen. Again, it's not me throwing shade. Again, just rewind the stream or watch it on the replay. This is something I've spoken about probably 20 times since I've been, you know, probably even before I even made a YouTube in 2019, because basically I'm very quick to note stuff and be like, okay, you know, the best way to nullify and fix a specific thing and be better, do this and do that. And in this situation, the only way to get unification is to just, you know, do your bit and many hands make light work. And then obviously other people can see, oh shit, there's another person that's doing the breakdowns of it. It doesn't mean that they're gonna be on my channel all the time or watch every video, but at least they can catch, you know what I mean? And I get that obviously, you know, slight birds of a feather and people are gonna kind of gel to where they gel to, and yeah, they'll always go to those channels and not to that channel. I get that, obviously. You know, that's cool. Like, I get that, but at the same time, the leaders and the front runners, yeah, not those that don't point out XYZ, for the visual content, YouTube, Rumble, wherever, because you know there's other platforms, right? The point is, rewind the stream, because then you'll know exactly why I'm saying what I'm saying. And as I'm saying, it's not the first time I've had to say this, but because it's happened again on 2 counts. So as I'm saying, King Richard, shout out to him. He's saying that he's had people like, remember Avicii? Do you remember that he used to make house music? And there was another guy you mentioned. You know, names that I know of. You know, I know about house music and a dirty house and all this type of stuff and funky house. You know, I'm pretty eclectic. I'm well versed in music. Yeah, again, I'm not saying what I make is all of that, but I know that it has the potential of goodness somewhere, and it would be great if I don't do it all myself. It would be great to jam and make stuff with somebody else, and whether we put it out there or not. But as I say, we can, again, you know, like a synergy. We can feed off each other and learn from each other and XYZ, and at the same time, you may even help both of us, or I can speak for myself, get out of a procrastination phase. You know what I mean? Like, do you know how much tunes you ain't heard? That's crazy potential, yeah. And it's just sitting there, and it might be just the 8-bar 16 loop. You know what I mean? It's just there, yeah. You've never heard it, yeah. The loads there. How do you think I can just play songs for hours on end? Do you think you've heard my whole catalog? Yo, I could probably go on continuously for a fucking week or 2 weeks without cutting the tunes. Yeah? Yeah? Think about that. So all I'm trying to say is, I'm not saying I'm all of that or nothing like that. Yeah? I'm saying you've come and presented to me, oh, bam, let me send you some stuff and maybe we can work with stuff. And you're talking about people that's played your music like Avicii, again, people that I made a decode on after he died. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up Avicii. He was a young lad. I can't remember where he was from. I don't know if it was Netherlands, Polish, Swedish, but he made some top tunes that was big. I don't know if I can't remember, maybe 1 or 2 of his tracks went to #1, right? And some of the other names that King Richard mentioned. And obviously, of course, I want to hear what King Richard makes. I haven't heard none of his stuff yet, but he said he wants to send me some stuff, and and said to me, maybe we can work with stuff again. This is the message he left on my video the other week, and then I see it a week later. Then I say, right, make a WeTransfer link, right? Because I don't use Twitter and all this type of stuff. I don't, you know, not Instagram. Obviously, you might not want to put your email in certain places or leave a link in certain places. You know what I mean? Obviously, you got people that will fucking steal stuff, and as he even explained on his live that I was in the other day with King Richard, but I was only in the comments. You know, you get people that will steal your music. He's saying, oh yeah, then the music was out, the person stole the stems, which is fucked up. You know what I mean? I'm not like that. You know, I'm very good-natured, authenticity, honest. I would never do fucked up shit like that. You know, because I understand. You know, like you're painting your soul on a canvas. So whether you're a pot maker, you know, whatever you do, you know, you're painter, pot maker, painter, Banksy, whatever you do, you know, you're spilling. That's your soul. It's another reason why I'm not bothered about being out there. I'm happy to keep my shit to myself. Not that I'm being all schmeeble like, oh, I'm Lord of the Rings and oh, my precious. I'm happy to send you music and stuff like that, but I'm not bothered about being out there because it's too poison. It's too poison out there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why I'm not even. I've never gone 100 miles an hour. I haven't, even though I know there's a lot of techniques that I don't make sure that I use all the time with side chaining and doing all these little other stuff and sends and buses and all of that type of stuff. I'll just make it up a tune. Sometimes it might have some of that stuff in there, and then there'll be another 20 tunes, 30 tunes that ain't got that in there. You know what I mean? Then I've made another whole 10, 20 tunes, or you know what I mean? But anyway, my point is what I'm getting to. The whole point of this transmission right now is what I'm saying. Hence why the thumbnail is what it is and why that thing is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Yeah? Acknowledgement. Or get back at me. Now, I left a message to do with a suicide situation that took place whether the story is real or not. You know, I left the comment. He acknowledged the comment. Again, shout out to King Richard. You know, not like Gematria underscore 85 or the illusion who I just mentioned. You know, they're going like you don't exist. Like, hold on. I've been in the community longer than you. I'm actually more of a veteran than you. You know what I mean? I've been about actually since 2016, October. Made my YouTube channel in March 8th or March 9th, 2019. All right? And again, I'm not saying I'm all of that, but I know I do a decent job, and the way I do the presentation, and why, you know, with the things that I say of why this information is important. And I know there's a good chunk of stuff that great Gematrians, they don't say the stuff that I say on certain aspects and angles. You'll never hear them say that. You might get a tiny smidge of maybe a 5%, but that's it. Unless it's somebody like Dr. Savage or somebody like myself, or maybe I heard somebody that was, I don't know if they put the info, but there was two people, one recently, one from the UK. I love how we broke it down. It was somebody that came on if you go and watch the follow-up to Mooncakes debate that happened the other day on Number Games with Zach. Watch the follow-up. And there's a guy from the UK, and I love the breakdown. He did like 3 points of like realization and where your intuitive side should actually go. Love that breakdown, how he did that. Yeah, great. And there was another time on CT's channel, maybe about a year ago, and somebody came in, I think maybe from America, that said some great points. Yeah, for the organic side and the nefarious side. Yeah. And anyway, my point is, all I'm saying is, why do you even think I took the time? Obviously, I like playing music anyway, but my point is, the reason why I even did those lengthy music stuff the other day, because I'm thinking, oh shit, then at least King Richard can kind of hear how my mind works. Boom, 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 boom. You can hear old stuff, new stuff. So I did the 2-hour one, I did the 1-hour one. There's no comments left under that to say, oh, bam, when you go live next, I'll sort out the link so I can send you the demos so we can get crack-a-lacking. I'm not saying that he's seen the videos yet, but when for myself, I'm caught up in that same specific thing, and you're just in the echo chamber, again, it's a simple comment. Again, going back to the Anthony Joshua stuff that I've already said, again, rewind the video. I don't even want to over-repeat myself like a broken record. You know, if you missed it, rewind the video. If you didn't know what I'm talking about, or go and catch another 19 videos through the time of being here, right, that you can find of me saying this specific thing. It's very strange. Why is there no unification properly with the Gematrians? Again, I get that birds of a feather and people can click and, oh, let me pick up that channel and this one and whoever. Okay, cool. But you mean to tell me a great piece that nobody ain't saying or talking about, what I've been tracking, to do with the Drake curse and the 213 and the other numbers involved, and again, you lot get better traction than me, better sub count, better views, healthy people in the comments. So imagine I'm just hearing an echo chamber that I'm not trying to be in. Who are you saying you can't help? Well, I'm not part of the Gematrians. Who are you saying you can't like put and again, I'm not saying Zach has never put something on his Twitter, because I know he has, and boom, 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 but I'm saying present day, like what happened, man? Why is it so hard to screenshot, do a picture, add the channel on the post, mention something in the thing, go on my channel while you're on your live stream, right? Make sure you boom, 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 he puts out great consistency. He doesn't talk monotone, but he's nicely animated. He will give you a little bit of joke, a bit of seriousness. Like, I don't get it. I'm welcoming. So where's the team play, man? Where's the team play, guys? And that's why I said that comment that I left Zach the other week. You need to let bygones be bygones. How are you not on a round table with Decoding with Cody? Rambo, who's back on the set on Bull Don't Lie. You got Decoding with Cody. They do a show like every Monday or whenever they do it. How are you not in there? More than likely, obviously, you tune in and listen from the bushes. More than likely, whether it's not every show, but come on, I know Zach, you're gonna do that. Yeah, being the quote unquote gematria guru that you are. How are you not bigging up some of the stuff that Decoded with Cody's been dropping recently? Power cuts, this thing, San Francisco. He's putting out some dubplate gems. How have I not caught you mentioning what he's putting out? What is the big hoo-ha, argy-bargy? Let all the bygones be bygones, man. Because as I keep saying to you, if you don't put that a bit of pride in your ego down and the arrogance, even though you need that, because that can take you far, as I've explained a bazillion times, you know, Zach can explain about his sister, oh, you need to be in a mental home. You know, Zach will always talk about his sister and say, you know, how she will look on him like he's a crazy person since she's been young and coming into this type of knowledge. So as I say, ego, pride, and arrogance, yeah, that will get you far with specific stuff that you're doing, but when you can't put it down to the side and let bygones be bygones, you know, you've got silly bickering with Derek, you've got silly bickering with that one. You know what I mean? Even though I know that you're cool with Jacozy can come online, as I saw when he did it maybe about 8 months ago. He done like a Trump live stream and Zach was in there. You know what I mean? So yeah, you can put bygones be bygones down there. So why can't everybody? Well, I don't know, man. It's just very strange. But as I say, it's rhetorical for me because I understand the weird collective hive mind, whether it's the full-blown Zombieland variants collective hive mind, or whether you've got those that get XYZ somewhat in spiritual enlightenment, but then they don't pull the finger out, whether they've had squabbles with somebody or not. Or whether you, because audio oracle Zombieland variants, because it's true earther, I'm not really going to highlight, you know, because Zach's, you know, he's hugging the ball. What do you mean? What are you saying? You're not going to let bygones be bygones and be like, wow, do you know what? Dr. Savage, I saw that post that you put out the other day. Absolutely brilliant. Like, what is this, man? What the fuck is going on? And as I always say, if you can't get unification between us as a community, so to speak, whether it's on or offline, whatever the case may be, how do you expect, you know, the Zombieland variants to wake up and unify and be unified with what the fuck we're on? Whether it's Seven Beaumont in a standing, with what I explained earlier. The guy was on Zach's channel the other day and Zach cut him off because he didn't know what he was talking about because the guy wasn't explaining properly. As soon as the guy started talking, I was like, hold on. And if you go to Zach's video, you'll see my comment. Is one of his last lives. And I said, I know exactly who he's talking about. About 8 years ago, the man, Seven Beaumont, in a standing, I always share his posts. You can go on my wall. When I was using Facebook, I don't use it now. And I said, Zach, this person has done a presentation, as I've already explained in today's live stream transmission right now. I've already said it, 20 minutes ago. I'm saying it again. Seven Beaumont in a standing. Amazing individual. Amazing. Have you not tuned in? Have you downloaded Sybil AI? Let alone the Adept Lexicon stuff. Like, are you shitting me? Look what he's bringing forth. Breakdowns with the numerology, origins, this and that. You gotta be fucking kidding me. How can I not go to any of you lot's wall or a video and you lot are merely even mentioning something? So my point is, about 8 years ago, Facebook, Seven Beaumont via Zach's book, Number Games, Letters and Numbers by Zach, and he's breaking down, he's doing a tetragrammaton presentation, and he's, it's got a specific part of Zach's book, and he's doing his breakdown of whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I messaged Zach and I said, and then Zach even made a live stream showing the part of Seven Beaumont, aka in a standing, right, doing the breakdown. But Zach was like, why didn't he mention my name though? He mentions the book, but he didn't mention the author. And as I said it before, he's not somebody that would have done that on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard him recently saying, yeah, man, check this book out by that author, boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? So don't feel away. But my point is, when that guy Parker, that was in one of your last live streams in the last couple of days, soon as he mentioned was talking, even though he couldn't break down this and that, and he didn't mention Seven Beaumont, he didn't say Inner Standing Channel, straight away I was like, he's talking about Seven Beaumont. How do you not know about the lexicon? Again, have you not downloaded Sybil AI? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh my God. You've probably tested Chat GPT or something else. This is my point. There's too many barriers that get held up. And then for your subscribers, just like how I can go to somebody outside of the community, you know, and we're trying to get the information everywhere and build bridges. Just like with the, what's the recent one I did? You know, you got your Trapdoor Ross, right? And you got the 6ix9ine situation. Easy, great example. How many other people, aside from me, you know, calling out Trapdoor Ross and his buffoonery, but my point is, and all the other people, even though if you go to my 6ix9ine video, you'll see somebody called Drill Something TV. He left a comment, because I left a comment and said, wow, you need to check this out. And obviously I'm saying, can you do the obvious? Reaction video, or just, you know, download the video, put it on your you know, upload it, do a mirror video, so your people subs can see it. I don't care if you don't even put my name in the title or refer my channel. I don't care if you do the breakdown yourself and do a presentation. Just get the fucking knowledge out there and let me stay calm, because there's not going to be some crazy rant today. Yeah, it's very annoying, and then it makes it so discouraging for people like myself, because it's like, okay, this is just so easy to understand. Why aren't you doing the obvious, man? I'm not getting the views. You lot are getting the views in and outside the community, even though we know, obviously, in the community, even Zach, hard to get views. But then somebody like Call Me Kinfolk is getting views. Although I can big him up on some of these, I'm not fully knocking him. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, at least he's putting something out, so we can't knock him fully. You know what I mean? You know? Even you got your sports commentary. All right, you can have your hoo-ha about some sports stuff, but at the end of the day, just like how I can say to Cuts One, how are you? Well, I know he's not wide fully that great, but my point is, right? Or for any other individual, my point is, or like your Andrew Wilson, you mean to tell, and that's somebody, if you don't know, you know, he's big debater, debated Zach on CT's channel and whatnot. You mean to tell me you can't see the parallels that Zach puts out and the whole entire Gamuntrians community concerning news by the numbers every day and or forecasting, whether they all come through or not? You mean to tell me you can't see the potency and the antidote that can cure the poison of the madness that's plaguing the minds of woman, man, and child? What are you doing? You're quick to slander, quick to chat shit. Like, what the fuck? Oh my God. And as I say, it's rhetorical. I know why. Because obviously you got all the variables, right? Hence why it's Zombieland variants. So, you know, in a nutshell, you know, do I have to explain? Think about how many times just me as one individual, let alone the rest of us, putting out videos, leaving comments, boom, boom, and then you're fighting the algorithm and YouTube with their purposeful bullshit of comments disappearing. You know how many times you think, oh, I'm going to leave a quick comment. Oh, let me go on my other account so I can check that I can see it. 2 twos, before you know it, you've been there 20 fucking minutes trying to amend a simple fucking comment. You know, 5 to 20 minutes. Then you give up. It's like, oh my God. And it's all by design. It's exhausting. So my point is, you've got all of this shit, and then you've got all these people that, as I say, you've got Drill Whatever TV. You can come on my, what's it called, video. Go to his channel, as I did the other day, you know, after a week. So after trying to get him to take notice, right? Then after a week later, then you see his message there. Then I check after a week, after leaving him a message, replying to him saying, all right, can you, you know, mirror the video, put something in the community wall, like, you know, yada, yada, yada. Then you leave it another week, because, you know, people's living life, they're doing, you know what I mean? Because you don't always want to be hasty and, oh, fuck you, you ain't done it yet, you know, it only takes a second, even though you know it only takes a second. My point is, you give them a little bit of time, and then you go back a week, 2 weeks, however long, a year, and they've done fuck all. And at least shout out to that person. They came and left fire emojis to say, you know, wow, what you done, that's fire. So if it's so fire, why can't you follow suit and do the obvious? It's the Twilight Zone. And remember, if you're at Twilight Zone, it equals 201. It truly is the fucking Twilight Zone. And by design, for somebody like myself that's big on communication, big on unity and all of that type of stuff, and being a team player, and I'm a people person and all of that, by design, how do you know who's have done the setup? And they know how maddening it's going to be for somebody like myself. You know, so as I say, shout out to everybody. It's not me throwing shade per se, but you know, it would be nice if you could prove me wrong. You know, the amount of bad experiences I've had just with trying to link up with somebody else and get music out. I mean, fucking hell, I've had to have surgery on that occasion. Yeah, where somebody switched on me like night and day and attacked me from behind, and I even had to have surgery. I had to open up my head and fix some shit. I swear down, I ain't lying. The xycoma bone, look it up. And if I give you the breakdown of that story in totality, you're just going to be like, wow. Even though I probably have touched on it before, but you know, it's going to be a needle in a haystack to find the video, or you know, if you stumble on the video, well then there you go. So yeah, that's what I really wanted to say. No, I got a message. What's that? Oh, my mum's birthday today. Happy birthday, mum. Just reading a message from my sister. Shout out to my sister. It's very strange, man. Very strange. And as I say, lastly, even with there's a Globlin channel called Dr. Blitz Debunks. And, you know, he's debunking True Earth, or he thinks he's debunking True Earth. But, you know, I've left some comments under his videos in recent weeks. And one of his last live streams, the day before yesterday, I think, I was in the live chat momentarily, giving a couple dub plates. And, you know, when you don't even have to read the Globlin's comments coming back with their BS and moving the goalpost and just talking nonsense, you know. And so obviously I might read one, but then after that, I don't need to read anymore. So I'm just typing, you know, and or going to what I've already got typed on my notepad there, ready to go. So I just go and find, you know, I don't have to type the same shit over and over when I can just quickly copy and paste, you know, or slightly tailor it to, you know what I mean? And then, you know, amend it and then post it or whatever. But as I say, I tagged him in a video. The one with the Tesla car, you know, the one I recently put on the wall with the Tesla car. Now, I'm going to message him today and I'm going to be like, hey, did you get the notification for my, but you know what? I noticed that he's not somebody that, I'm not saying he doesn't read comments, but I've noticed that he doesn't interact with the comments after the video. You know what I mean? So he's one of those people. And as I say, I'll say it again. I've body bagged Zach Kirike Hubbard concerning True Earth. Easy, no disrespect to Zach. Brilliant, what you bring. I'll quickly say this. What do you know what? Because you know he does the geometry and the 108 and how many Earths and how many was it 108 Earths between the sun and the moon? You know that thing that he says, and I'm like, no. If you reverse engineer, I guarantee you, the plane of existence that we're on is bigger than the sun and the moon. Because I know it is. It's obvious. The sun's not 93 million miles away, and the sun's not that big. It's just there, the same size as the moon, yin and yang. Like, and as I say, when you used to have that banner, because you know I destroyed you. Again, I'm not throwing shade. I'm just saying, you know, I'm cool. White flag. But just on this concern, and the videos are still there. If you haven't seen them, go on my video tab. I've got my live tab, and you'll find them. I haven't put up many videos, so I'm pretty sure you can find easily on the video tab. You'll see Zach in the thumbnail. and he used to have the banner on his YouTube channel with the time lapse of Polaris. Again, with all the four or five motions concerning the heliocentric Jezebel order buffoonery, aka idiot-centric model, you can't get that time lapse going around Polaris with all the circling stars, with the fixed star Polaris. Think about it. If we're allegedly, I don't care about the axis spin, although it's all torus fields. Again, ionosphere, stratosphere, all of that stuff, right? Is hence why sphere, all there. So ionosphere, stratosphere, all of that, magnetosphere, sphere, torus field is a fucking ball, a toroidal field of energy. Look how a tortoise even gets rendered into the world. Look at the lines of the tortoise's back. Torus field. Have you ever seen the magnetic lines of a torus field? When, you know, go on Scientifically. Go on, that guy's got that funny name on his channel. But I know I've showed still photos or whatever. But my point is, you get but just write in YouTube, ferrocell. Ferrocell, one word, ferrocell. And they put the liquid between the perpex glass, and then they put the light, and it doesn't matter the shape of the magnet, you still see the same ball, and you see all the lines, and then you get the plane of inertia in the middle, and of course, if you want to say the black hole, right, with the hourglass. Because if they show you the spectrum of the Earth, and you get the balls, right? But they show you the spectrum, right? And you got the magnetosphere and all of that. It's showing you torus field. Hence why with all the new energy stuff that they go, what's it called now? What is that energy stuff? They're trying to look for a new form of energy. What is it called again? But when you look at the thing that they use, and it's silver inside, and it's like a chamber, and it's round, and you've got the thing in the middle. When you look on it, it's torus field. Because when you study the torus field, you realize the perpetual motion of everlasting energy. That's why they don't want you to understand the torus field, and that's why they want you to, whether you get a solar panel at the very least, but they don't want you to understand the nature of the torus field. Because remember, the nature of everything that you're looking at, whether it's plants, animals, this thing, yourself, you are a torus field. That's the foundation of what you can't see, what manifests. So again, like the torus field. Yeah, I can show you many examples from how even the owl's face. Like when you see it, it's torus fields all over the gaff. You are a torus field borrowing your body right now. So anyway, my point is with your meat suit. So my point is, and again, I'll quickly say this, the black and white lines that go across your eyeballs when you close your eyes in a dark place. When you open your eyes, when your eyes adjust, you can still see it. And you can see it doing all its movement, the torus field and all the lines. And what I've noticed, when you go into when you concentrate on it, you can move it faster and change the spin. I've done it. So that's why they give you those shows, whether it's Dragon Ball Z, Avatar, Hadouken, Chi Energy, Street Fighter. Why do you think them fucking Buddhists and them the monks and all of that? How you think they're doing all that? Oh, they're lying on the blade. They do the they've learned iron chest and iron balls. You can't kick them in their balls, or iron neck. It's all chi, pranayama. You're breathing it right now. The life force. So anyway, quickly skirting back. So again, when you do this time lapse of Polaris, that can only work, even a sundial, that can only work on a stationary plane. My point is, right now, you're allegedly chasing the sun. The sun's going 550,000 miles an hour again. This is not me saying this. This is what they say. This is what I learned, just like you, going through school, thinking, never thought twice about it until 2016. Something what I put off when my friend said to me, have you looked into flat earth? And I said, what are you talking about? I'm nonsense. I'm not looking into that. Because I don't like to go into all these rabbit holes and, you know what I mean? I was like, what are you on about? Soon as I looked, until this day, I haven't found anything that can counter all the lies, buffoonery, CGI from SpaceX, NASA and whatnot, India Space Agency, Russian, China, nonsense. Again, if we're chasing the sun going 550,000 miles an hour, whilst orbiting the sun going 66.6 thousand miles an hour on an elliptical orbit, which speeds up and slows down allegedly about 2,000 miles an hour, think about what I'm saying to you. If I put your butt on a merry-go-round in a children's park and I rev up a motorbike wheel on it, what's going to happen to you? Do you understand what centrifugal force entails? You're going to fly off. And don't tell me about, oh, well, we're inside the plane or we're inside the train. No, we're on top of the earth. Yo, I don't care about what the sun did in Antarctica with the Antarctic trip. The lights in my ceiling don't dictate what the floor's doing on my foot right now when I'm tapping in my apartment or when I go outside and I look up to the stars every fucking day and I see the same stars. Why do I see the same stars? If you say 6 months, you're on the other side of the sun. That's what's supposed to be going on, right? And imagine, the sun's 93 million miles away. So you mean to tell me we're chasing it, we're going around it? What? Think about what I'm saying to you. So you mean to tell me as the sun goes over my head every day, I'm rolling back, swinging around to the side, also chasing the sun, and I can't feel anything, but the sun's just going across exactly as it seems. The sun, and this is why they had to do the decree, right? Back in time, all those hundreds of years ago, with Constantine and all these scumbags and Jesuit order. That's why one of the first things they had to do was, as I always say, get your brain messed up with thinking you're on the ball. Because it takes you off your spiritual equilibrium and then you're dizzy in your mind, and then they can give you Venezuela, 9/11, COVID, lockdown, this thing and that thing, and nobody cares because you're so dizzy and you go, oh, I've got time for TikTok challenge, or I've got time to be a Globlin and call Audio Oracle a fucking idiot. Now, I get that there's different people and the spice of life, and certain people are going to be polarized in a different way, and they're never going to change. But fuck me, you mean to tell me with all the obvious evidence with what Gematria brings and why, you know, they say the sun's 93 million miles away, but when you look up when they say Jesus is crucified, it's on the 93rd day of the year, but yet they tell you the sun's so big as if, you know, oh, it's looking down on you, you better be good, the Almighty is going to get you. It's all psychological. So that's why when the priesthood merged with the government shit, that's how they get you. So again, Jesus dies allegedly crucifixed on the 93rd day of the year, between the hours of 9 and 3. If you write God's Son, it equals 93. Crucifix equals 93. Again, April 3rd, it's either Christ or Jesus Christ, it equals 43. Duh! All of this I said to Will, you know, Pastor Will that took, you know, Jeranism, sellout, and all these other idiots like Muktoon and, you know, whoever else that went to Antarctica or South Pole, whatever. I've said this all to them. No response. They run from me. Do you know how many times I've called out back in time all of these people and people like Simon Dan in the UK, as well as FTFE Craig? They run from me. All they can do is, all they can say to me is, your mom, and you live in your basement. These times I haven't lived with my mom in over 20 years. Wait, what are you talking about? But what they want to do is they want to chat shit, get you all worked up, bent out of shape, and then you're not going to be on form. But they can't catch me not on form. I'm too seasoned and mature. Like, what are you saying? Make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. Fantastic. The sun, you know, it stays circles around in the same spot, Antarctica, South Pole. Okay, cool. But are we hurting, corkscrewing, and doing all of this other madness? If we was, fantastic. All I'm on about is authenticity and the truth. That's it. That's all I'm on. And unification in and out of community. So, and as I always say, I find it an insult to myself that I will come to somebody and say, well, check this out, because first and foremost, I look at everybody as amazing. Wow, you're amazing. You're here. You've got brains. You're here. You know what I mean? Amazing. So the fact that, you know, whatever the variable is, because I don't, you know, I can give you, 20 examples of all the different type of mindsets and whatnot and beyond. But my point is, I find it fascinating and it insults my soul that you don't get it. Like, I'm upset for you. Oh, what can we do about it anyway? Or, I'm going to Netflix and chill. I don't care. What can I do? Oh, you better take your meds. Or what are we going to do? Don't be the cares. What can we do? This is the point right here. If you don't get unification in and out of communities, if I can't leave a simple comment to my fellow Gamuntrian colleague, whether it's the illusion, whether it's Gamuntrian _85, whether it's Zach, whether it's Decoding with Cody, something that you haven't pointed out, and it's a fine, great piece to do with Anthony Joshua, a huge situation that just happened, the 213 code, the Drake curse. How is that not a dub play? Why is nobody mentioning it? And as I say, if you don't show it so other people can at least see it and find channels, how is anything supposed to grow unification and whatnot? And then people will come along and be like, wow, they're showing real unity here. Boom, boom, boom. And if you don't, that's why I say, if you don't show it, how do you expect anybody else to jump on board inside and outside of the community? Huh? So again, before we sign out, Anthony Joshua took a picture with Drake in 2019. And in the caption, you can Google it. It says, and I shit you not, he says, I'm going to break the curse. Because apparently there's a Drake curse, and anytime he meets certain sports stars or whatever the case may be, the basketball team loses, or the UFC fighter loses, or the boxer loses. So imagine, if you write out the Drake curse, it equals 213. Death equals 213 as well. But anywho, the Drake curse equals 213. So Anthony Joshua takes a photo with the rapper, who's also an Illuminati Jesuit scumbag sellout. Did you not see what they did to battle rapper Pat Stay and other stuff? They killed him. Ritualistic sacrifice by the numbers, clear as day. Go on my wall. You can find what I put out for it. And there's a link to a video that was on YouTube, but some scumbags got, for another situation, they got Adept, HNIC, big up Adept. He's another one as well with the Globlin stuff. Quick sidebar. He's somebody that will call people out all the time. How comes he tucked in his tail when I said, do you want to have a discussion about True Earth and the Globlin stuff? Because, he was in a live stream, cussing down flat earthers and whatever, in a sense. Not badly, but, he was giving it. So I said, hey, boom, 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 boom. And even so many videos about a year ago, if you go in the title or the description, you will see his name in there. How comes he don't put no come back to me to say boom, but like nothing? We saying all those getting at certain people in the battle rap community, all those videos he does, he don't play. And he's another great mind. Another great mind. He's done great breakdowns to do with whether it's with the numbers or not, breaking down, again, things like Pat Stay, the Illuminati, this and that, and how they've infiltrated battle rap and other stuff, yeah? And what's going on, right? But you can find him on Rumble. But anyway, the link, if you find my Pat Stay video, which I put up recently, go on my wall, and you'll see the link for his Rumble for the video that was on YouTube. So be sure to watch that Pat Stay video, yeah? Be sure to, and my one. And in my playlist for Pat Stay, you will see me body bagging a few buffoons. Oh, you're clout chasing. Oh, what are you doing putting out this video? Oh, you're disrespecting Pat Stay's death. And then these times it all checks out. And then about probably, I don't know, a year to 2 years later, when they release one of his last battle raps that was in conjunction and sponsored by Drake, and it was called Till Death Do Us Part. And the time that they put it out, and I said, oh, here we go again. Let me put out another video. This is my point. Where are these people to come back with using their brain cells and say, wow, do you know what? I was chatting shit to you them couple of years ago, or how long ago. Do you know what? It checks out. Look at the time when they've just put out this video with the battle rap so everybody can finally watch it if you didn't catch it on the pay-per-view a year or 2 years ago. And look how it all lines up. Again, I'm not looking for a pat on my back. Can you just share the fucking information and join bridges? Come on, man. The time has been nigh for a long time now. So again, Anthony Joshua takes the picture on the 21st of March. Did I mention the Drake curse equals 213, like 21/3? Then he fights Andy Ruiz, who we all know he lost to in 2019, on June 1st. Does anybody want to tell me how many days are left of the year as of June 1st? 213. 213. And did he lose in the third round, or he went down first in the third round? Reshuffle of 213, you know, it's 12-round boxing, but he went down in the third round. But anywho, so then imagine. He does the ring walk with a rapper called Freeway, Anthony Joshua, just the other day, right? What is it, December 19th? Freeway, a rapper called Freeway. And he has an accident on the freeway, expressway, motorway. I mean, come on. Not to mention, a couple of years ago, you know, like if a person does something good and they deem you, you know, oh, let's make a audio oracle day. You know, let's give him an OBE. You know, in the UK, they do OBE, you know, Idris Elba or somebody like Wiley from Grime Music in the UK, whatever. So in America, they did something called, they done a day called Philadelphia Freeway Day. Feel free right now to type it in your Google, whatever your search engine is, see what day that was done for. What day is the day? June 1st, the day that leaves 213 days in a year. What are the odds, people? And in 2024, Francis Ngannou against Anthony Joshua. Does anybody want to take a wild guess? Not to mention the fight was on March 3rd. Remember, murder. Cursed equals 38. Right? Anthony Joshua fought Francis Ngannou on March 8th, 2024. Again, murder, 38 and 83. All right. Killing, Masonic, 83. Cancel, destroy, found dead, words like collapsed, drowned or drowning, etc. Yeah? Does anybody want to take a wild guess how long it is from that fight to the crash on December 29th? And remember, the 201st prime is 1,229. Remember the Jesuit order 201. Scripted sports equals 201 as well. Yeah, it's 21 months, 3 weeks, 0 days. 213. Not to mention all the other stuff, because you know it's forward and backwards with the alphabet, and then forward and backwards with the alphabet with the rules of numerology. So you're gonna get other values, and it's not us trying to cherry pick and just trying to get any other number. But you see how it chains along. So again, if you haven't watched what I put up for Anthony Joshua or gonna my community wall post, showing you how the news does its thing with the timestamps, the length of the video, even what it said on the back of the truck that was stationary that the person crashed into and Anthony Joshua's 2 friends died. Go and look at the post, and I put all the gematria stuff in there so you can see the Sun News, and then I put all the numbers in there. Screenshot it, cut it out, put it in there. Again, how comes Drill Time TV? That's it, Drill Time TV. I couldn't remember it before. How comes Drill Time TV? He's come and left fire emojis after me saying, hey, you need to check this out. And as I already said, like a broken record for probably the 10th time. And after he's left fire emojis, wow. So why haven't you mirrored the video? As I've already said, you can mirror the video, audio, reaction video, and or of course put it on the community wall post. Why are you not letting your subscribers see what they need to see? And then they can make their own judgment and or opinion, even though we know it's all facts, not opinion, with not much speculation with what we talk about here, really and truly, right? So again, November 16th, 6ix9ine the rapper, the alleged home invasion. And he was on the phone or a live stream with Jack Doherty, who does a whole bag of pranks and bullshit for clout and get people just watching his bollocks, you know what I mean? But my point is, That day, November 16th, 2025, was a Sunday. That day leaves 45 days of the year. The life lesson of the day, 11 and 16, add 2, add 0, add 2, add 5 equals 36. And of course, day numerologies are always the same. And of course, 11 and 16 equals 27. 6ix9ine, the rapper, real name, Daniel Hernandez. Daniel equals 36 to go with the life lesson, 45 for how many days are remaining of the year, and 27 to go with the day numerology. Then, from his crusty creature birthday, what is it? May 8th, Freemasonry equals 58, Illuminati equals 69. Apparently he's got 69 tattoos saying 69. But anyway, from his crusty creature birthday, May 8th, to the situation, 6 months, 9 days. Yo, anytime I think about that, and I have to say it on or offline, believe me, I'm chuckling. Yeah, whether it's in my mind or I'm outbursting, because that's just too sweet. And we've done a bazillion decodes showing that type of stuff that all checks out. Remember, I tried to contact, what was that guy in the UK? What was his name again? Oh, what was his name? Something 777. What was the name? Network 777. Oh, what is his name? What is his name? And he came along saying, oh, man. Anyway, just another buffoon. My point is, I saw that he put out a video to do with I can't remember if it's a English-based team or it's in America, but they were called Sheffield Steelers, right? So this is hockey, ice hockey. And the guy that died was Anthony Johnson. And he died in the 35th minute of the game on the 28th of October. How did he die? Crazy circumstance, and it was very suspicious. The opposing team, some black guy, decided to stick up his leg, his ice hockey, his ice skate boot, and slit the guy's neck. He dies. And that happened in the 35th minute on the 20th of October. If you write out throat, it equals 28 and 35. And from the guy's birthday to the situation, it was like 17 weeks and 3 days. And if you write out Anthony Johnson, it equals 173. I mean, come on, man. Like, how do you not see the most obvious shit? I don't get it. And again, it doesn't have to be those in the limelight per se. Look at all the stuff where I'm saying that can help the youth to at least give them a chance to understand why they've been off kilter and they've been spiritually dizzy, get rich or die trying, or, you know, stabbing people, or, you know, just people just spazzing out in general. And stabbing is involved. How many normal situations have I covered from normal people, whether the story is real or not? And again, I've covered stories where even somebody online, shout out to them, even though we don't actually talk at the minute for whatever the reason. But my point is, where's his channel? Just gone viral. And he said, oh, a guy that he used to know. Remember, I'm talking to him on the phone, you know, I've been on his live stream before. So he showed me somebody that he knows but he ain't spoke to a while, and I had a stabbing situation, right? And I'm just showing you again. Whether it's Eliana in Croydon, big story in the UK. She got stabbed on the 27th of September, which is the 270th day of the year. And knife equals 27. Not to mention, when she got buried was 4 weeks, 5 days later, knife 45. Then about a year later, when they said, oh, the guy had autism. And it was on the day of a life lesson 43, autistic or autism 43. You see? So again, going back to the person indirectly that's telling me about his friend that was in the news that got stabbed, seeing the same numbers. Whether it's somebody in London, I remember a Chinese lady story, like Marble Arch or something like that. Whether the story is real or not, same type of numbers. You know, whether the guy was a 45-year-old that she gets stabbed on whatever day, whether it's the 27th or not, but then her name can equate to 29 and 38, stabbing and stab wound 38, 29, murder 38. You see? We're covering and noting, again, that's what I keep saying. If there's a code playing out, that's already been pre-scripted by the almighty ones that have made the realm and given you the existence to be here. And then however you're polarized in nature, if nefarious people come with, you know, because they're like, well, we need to get many minds and capture them in our type of matrix. So you got the organic matrix, but then you got these scumbags that want to catch you in their matrix and get as many souls as they can and keep coming back here because you don't want to break free from the bullshit Groundhog Day that they've set up. It's obvious that if they bend it with their intent and set up the system erect with the systemic stuff inside it, that you have no idea why that movie got released on that day. You don't understand why Venezuela with Trump's going on. You don't know why Hamas is going on. You don't know why COVID was timed when it was timed. But we over here are mapping it. Well, then that's your demise. You're not sharing the information. Each one teach one. The kids will soak up this information easy. Why isn't this gone viral like a TikTok challenge? Is it my fault? Is it Zach's fault? Is it Gamontra 85's fault? Is it the Illusion's fault? No, it's you. You're worse than the Jesuit order now. As I've been pointing out from a long time. And as the other part always say is, regardless of the nefarious activity, because obviously there's a code playing out regardless of these cunts, but my point is, boom, wouldn't you find more comfort in knowing, oh, wow, that person that I knew that died, or my family member, or even myself, and then my friends and whatever realized the numerology, oh shit, that person that died from the stabbing or cancer, look at how all these number stuff go with when he died back to when he, you know, when his birthday and stuff like that. You would find more comfort and realize, wow, there was already a code playing out. So that was your story. That was your record running. Remember, universe, verse, music, verse, chorus. You have organs. Hence why we say somebody's off key. When we're not feeling their vibe, it's all vibration and frequency. Come on, man. I'm like a broken record over here. But as I say, I'm just in an echo chamber. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what I'm bringing forth. Even if some of it's going to be inspired from somebody else, and then I'm realizing, you know, stuff either on my own front or something that I can hear that makes me click to something of realization, or I can find something by myself. I don't want to tap on the back or big me up. Just share the fucking knowledge, man. But it's rhetorical of why it's not going anywhere. So I can only do and say much. I'm one man. And as I keep saying, the reason of this today, if you didn't catch it, rewind. If you're watching in real time, rewind. And if you don't get it, rewind and rewind and rewind and rewind like fucking otra vez again and again and again and again and again until you get it. If you don't get it, as I already said, I don't expect the world to wake up, but it would be nice if a good chunk of people really woke up and updated their thought process. As I say, we're running on, I don't know, what's the computers, you know, the RAM and the dual core. We're on like 8 core, you know what I mean? Crazy RAM. You lot are running on, I don't know, you can't even update unless you do true introspection first to get the update of the thought process. Otherwise, you know, if you update an old computer with some new shit, it ain't gonna, you know what I mean? It's probably just gonna, you know, short circuit. So you kind of need to, if you can, do the introspection and upgrade, like how you're going to upgrade WhatsApp, you're going to upgrade Telegram, you're going to upgrade YouTube. How many times have you upgraded YouTube app? How many times, man? Why aren't you upgrading your thought process? And as I keep saying, it's like a broken record. I don't expect everybody to change, but it would be great if a decent chunk upgraded and stopped giving in. Put a knot, as I always say, you know, put a knot in the you know, because they're energy vampires leeching. That's their sustenance. That's what's conducive to them, is to make life a misery for us, bickering, no unification. You know what I mean? Squabbling, fighting. And then you not locating of what has fucked you up, to have the chip on your shoulder. And then to not have real compassion. And then, you know, you got all these fake motherfuckers power tripping. For, you know what I mean? Glad I got the compassion and empathy that I was born with. It's great. But as I say, I don't expect everybody to change. You know, it's all the spice of life. And as I keep saying, this plane of existence, if you go lower or higher, you won't get the madness what's going on here. Either way, whether you go higher vibration or lower vibration, more dense and hellish, or more heavenly, you're not going to get this mix match of madness. This is why these scumbags and warlocks and sorcerers and witches, not to say that you can't get good ones. Don't be afraid of magic, dumbass. How did you get here? Through the womb and sacred geometry. Duh. Look at that amazing celestial body so close. The sun and the moon, yin and yang. Amazing, being held up via magnetism. The magic of magnetism. Taurus fields. Again, you are a Taurus field born in your body. Fuck. So my point is, again, hellish realms or higher realms, you won't get this type of, that's why I call this place the sorting ground. I've dubbed it the sorting ground, Midgard. Remember, heart is in the middle, right? You know, your chakras in your heart. And heart is an anagram for earth, right? And then your heart chakra's green, the green grass. Come on, man. Because remember, it's all inside out. It's all Russian dolls. It's like a dream within a dream within a dream. But it's inside out. That's why your subconscious is so potent. Because what manifests on the other side. So anyway, hellish realms, high realms, Midgard, earth, sorting ground. As I keep saying, vapor, ice, water. Everything has its place. Naturally, nature knows what the fuck to do, right? So again, if I have a tube with, say, milk, water, oil, different, weights and measures of whatever, and I shake it up and come back in an hour, what's going to happen? It knows exactly where to go. You can say, like, what goes up must come down. Like, everything knows its place, man. So that's why I don't expect things to change on this plane of existence. But as I say, for me, I'm naturally a high vibrational being. Again, I'm not saying that shit, I might come back here. I don't know. Because they get us in so many ways. They stain our spirit with dirty food, poison, fucking everywhere in all the orifices. That's why I'm very meticulous with what music I listen to, what comes up my speakers or my headphones. You know what I mean? Very meticulous since I've come into true realization. Even though I've been an early bloomer since young, and I've been on the Illuminati stuff and this stuff and that stuff, and then a lot of stuff that I leave behind, and then each to their own. You know what I mean? But as I say, if you don't do a little pan and scan. Because imagine me, I will pan and scan different channels, 7 Boma, this one, that one, in and out of communities. And not everybody does that. So it's a very good tool to have for your inventory. Pan and scan. And then learn how to have a good, a good sieve. Yeah? Everybody's going to be different, each to their own, obviously. But you know what I mean? Like, you don't need to take all the baggage. Hence why I can always say to you, yeah, I've got Zach's books, but I've only read not even the first chapter of the first book. I don't need to know it all, because my essence, it already knows, and I'm in a stand of why the way I am is the way I am. That's my point. Yeah? So it's like an intuitive spark that I've already get. Yeah? It doesn't mean to say I may not read it on one day, or I might not jump to a chapter and say, oh shit. Now that sparks another thing, but right now, I don't need to be balls deep and, you know what I mean? That's long. For me personally, I don't need it. I do enough panning and scanning to that's why the way I am. Hence why I can say and talk how I can talk. I'm not saying I'm a jack of all trades and I'm all of that, or I'm on some special precipice and I'm looking down and I'm all fucking great and I'm fucking, no, we're in the same fucking boat. I don't care if it's a tramp on the street, a blue collar worker, so to speak, or somebody that's fucking, living in Dubai and got fucking 20 fucking cars, or a Bugatti, like dumbass plant, the one that got bust up the other day from. When I saw his face. Of course, I'm talking about that buffoon that got arrested also on the same day as Joshua's situation, but a couple of years ago. Of course, I'm talking about Andrew Dumbass Tate with his bullshit, and those that still follow that fool, that still don't realize that he pimped out women. And he's even, if you haven't done the backlog on the research, go on somebody's channel like Gadget. There's a channel called Gadget, and there's other people, right? Or even Vice. Do check out a Vice that did a nice one, and you'll find a guy they've got a section of his, you know, he does the Hustlers University, whatever it is, right? But he's got the war room. But there's a guy, what if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the Vice one, and then when you clock into the guy that I can't remember his name, some like warlock, mind manipulating scumbag type of guy, and then it makes so much sense. And as I say, you can find all the videos where people done the homework of all the shit that makes sense for his situation. And he definitely pimped out, more than likely, you know, he kept these people prisoner in the yard, made them, you know, pimp them out online, and, you know, all these fucking, you know, webcams and whatnot. 100% put my life on it. But my point is, again, you still got arrested by the numbers. Remember, it was via Greta Thunberg, right? And the pizza box. Do you remember that? If you don't know, go and find my playlist of my videos that I've put out for this chief. And then he got released after 3 months and 3 days. And the word released equals 33. Duh. And of course, police people order, Masonry, magic, society, secrecy, order, etc. Even, you know, coronavirus, corona 33. Again, magic, sex equals 33. And when he got released, you know, he's all Morpheus. Again, he's a fake Morpheus. I'm more Morpheus, Neo, and Trinity combined than he is. Just in this one stream. Even though I'm like, you know, broken record. But, you know, even what I've just said in the last one, I don't know, we've been on an hour to hour. I've just looked on the time, and it was exactly 1 hour 22. Again, I'm born on the 22nd. The Master Builder number follows me everywhere. And again, my ruling planet, I'm an air sign, May 22nd. My ruling planet is Mercury, that deals with communication. Make sense? See how I'm polarized in nature? But anyway, my point is, this scumbag, Tate brother, what's his name? Not Tristan. They're both chiefs, to be fair. They're both scumbags. But yeah, he got released 3 months and 3 days, right? After being arrested. Again, released equals 33. We spoke about some of the 33s already. And what's the dub plate now? He's all Morpheus, fake Morpheus, as I call him. And if you don't know, when he got released, what is it, March 31st, if memory serves, I'm pretty sure. That was the same day as the original movie, The Matrix, came out in 1999, which was March 31st. If you write out The Matrix, it equals 111, like Romania. So what are the odds? It's really. Then, when he was on house arrest, when he finished that, if you find my video, he got released off house arrest. It was in August. I can't remember the day, but when you see it, how it all syncs up with, I think, the word house arrest and whatever else, you'll see it matches the exact day that it was all in the news. Whatever day it was, how many days in or how many days remaining, you'll see house arrest equates to that. I mean, give me a break. As I say, man, if the youth could wake up and stop killing each other, that would be great. And just people in general, right? You don't have to be, you're working in the strip and then you got a trap house, or you're just trying to, you know what I mean? Or if you're not even doing that, it's just, you know, people are just so quick to spaz out now because they don't deem life precious. You know, you got all the computer games, Call of Duty, you know, all the movies, you know, it's just killing, you know what I mean? So nobody's thinking, really, are they? Nobody's thinking, and that's how they like you. Compartmentalized thinking and cognitive dissonance. So, as I always say, people like me, we're doing the loop in my mind, and that's why they will call somebody like me loopy, because in my mind, I'm not compartmentalized thinking. No cognitive dissonance security guard in my consciousness. That got beat up a long time. I don't even think there ever was one. To be fair, as I already stated, I've been an early bloomer from, you know, 10 years old when my brother was alive, when he used to show me some stuff. And intuitiveness was already there. So as soon as he was showing me some stuff, I was already, okay, boom, 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 boom. There's more to this world than meets the eye. Why is there always the same shit each Christmas? You know, Superman, Star Wars at the time when I was growing up as a child. You know, I'm 4 decades in. Yeah, give me a break. 4 decades in, yeah? So as I say, just trying to get on with it. Smiley teachers, this and that, and then something's being, you know, as Morpheus would say, right? There's just something grinding in your mind. You know, you know there's something there, but you can't see it, you can't smell it, but you know there's something there. And then coming across this information, along with what I already had before, Then coming across the true earth along with the numerology gematria stuff, I said, And as I said to you many times, when my brother died in 2013 via motorbike crash on the way to work, cleaning out his room, he had an Oyster card, and the Oyster card expired. He wasn't using it for many years, but it was there and his stuff. And I was like, wow, look at that. Even though it was so many years ago, it expired on the day that he died. And that was 3 days before I found gematria in 3 years before I found gematria in 2016. And as I've explained many times, when we buried him and I went to sleep, and I was already staying in his room for that 2 weeks leading up to the burial, buried him that day, and I was ultra drunk. You know, people are giving me triple brandies, triple this. Where's that song? And it goes bum 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 dum dum da da da. You know the one, and everybody dances and they do the same move. Yeah, we were doing all of that. You know, we're in Croydon, we're in a bar. You know, we rented the bar. Everybody's cutting a rug, doing 2 steps at the same time, all simultaneously. But anyway, man, I'm telling you, the amount of drinks that was bought for me that day. Yeah, but anyway, get back to my mum's after burying my brother, right? Being in these rooms, staying in my brother's room, sleeping on his sofa bed for the 2 weeks. I know the bed's there and whatnot, you know, left the room exactly how it was before he died and whatnot. But anyway, if you ain't heard the story, I'll tell you again. Went out for a spliff. I had a spliff in my pocket because I woke up because I was, you know, half drunk and tired. You know, woke up about 3:30, 4 in the morning. Went downstairs, finished my zoo, went back upstairs. Then I remember I either put my phone in charge or took it off charge. And then when I went to go sleep, it was deja vu of what would just happen. And in my mind, I was like, okay, I know I'm dreaming, but didn't I just do this? Then in my dream, the phone said reboot. I'm telling you now, the phone said reboot, right? Then, you know, like how a dream can be weird and it kind of transpires into something else? Basically, I'm half conscious, but in the dream. And then, as I said, I put the phone down, it's saying reboot, but 2 2s, all I could hear was like the loudest fucking ring I've ever heard or experienced. And as I say, when I was growing up, or when I was really young, I used to wake up before my body did, aka sleep paralysis. So it's not a spirit holding you down, as some people would say. What it is, your mind wake up before your body, and then 2 2s, it clicks in, right? So boom. Watch it now. As this ring's happening and I'm on the sofa bed, oh my days. And then I'm coming out of the dream, but I'm still in the dream. Basically, the ring is going, you know, right like that. And when I was young, it was a standard sleep paralysis. Yeah? So the body's locked up, then I snap out of it. This one, what I'm about to tell you, if I've never told you this before, you've never heard me say this in a transmission before, because I haven't explained this before. I've never had this before or since, right? Listen to this now. 2 2s, as I'm kind of coming to my senses, and I'm half coming awake, and then I can feel this weird energy coming, like a and then it kind of fades and it comes a little bit closer. I'll explain this, what I think that was in a moment, along with what I kind of realized what the ringing was. But anyway, so while the ring is going on, imagine now, my whole body is shocking out. When I mean my whole body is shocking out, I mean involuntary. So all my legs are shaking crazy, my whole body's going crazy, and all my muscles, you know, my pecs, my back, my fucking my arm muscles, back and front, my legs, my body, my pecs, all rippling, little ripples, yeah, going crazy. Then I'm coming more too, and I'm opening my eyes and I'm trying to call my mum and my sister. So I'm going, like, got for about a minute, going crazy, shocking out. Yeah, I'm still on the sofa bed. I'm going, Then when I snap out of it, I went and slept in the front room downstairs. I said, fuck that. Then the next day when I wake up, right, or so many hours later, I didn't sleep too well that night. Anyway, then I said to myself, hold on, that energy type of feeling I was getting, I was saying, wow, maybe that was my brother coming back to his room for the last time to come and hold my hand and take me off of my silver lining, still connected to my body, to show me the other side of the veil. Then I'm Googling the ring sound and meditation, or when you take DMT. And those that have deep meditation or take certain substances, as you get into the waiting room, as they call it, before you go across in the veil, astral realms and whatnot, a lot of people get that. And I said, there you go right there. Also, I was looking into Shakti. If you don't know what Shakti is, look up Shakti. And basically, it's like if somebody touches you that's very spiritually inclined, I don't know, a whole nother level of vibration, that gives you an upgrade. So hence my phone saying reboot. Get it? Now I've upgraded like an app. Updated, upgraded. You get it? I said, that day makes sense now. Me finding his Oyster card with the expiring with the numbers, it was already calling me. Because obviously I already watched The Matrix, you know, how many, 10, 15 years back when it first came out. The trilogy, a couple of years after when that came out. You all right? I don't think I saw, I may or may not have seen Knowing yet with Nicolas Cage, which you can go on under most of my videos. It's on YouTube, somebody's put it up, and I regularly check to make sure that it hasn't been taken down. Go and watch the movie Knowing. My point is, again, a lot of these movies, they give you little drips and drabs, The Matrix, Knowing, this one, that one. But if you know what you're looking at, you know what they're on about. But they give you little drips and drabs. What's that movie on Netflix called? Arrival. You ain't seen that? Watch that movie Arrival. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you. So my point is, again, going back to these scumbags like Andrew Fake Morpheus Tate, dumbass, get bust up by Chase the Moron on Misfits Boxing. If he's so Morpheus, as I've tried to get on him from whether it's YouTube, they've got about 1 million YouTube channels with his team to make sure they can beat up the algorithm and get noticed, or his Rumble. How many times have I tried to connect with these people? And wow, do you realize this? And why don't you get it out so people can understand the Matrix properly? Just like Ratman, if you know the English guy that made some English movies, and he made he's actually hang around people like Rockefeller guy. What's that scumbag? Big Lips goes out with Beyonce. J Bomber Clark Z, that scumbag. Jay-Z, sellout scumbag. Anywho, have you seen that spitting image picture recently going around of Jay-Z? Oh my God, you could probably find it. If you type in spitting image picture of Jay-Z, you probably come up if you haven't seen it, like on Google Images. Fucking hilarious. Whoever drew that, you smashed it. But anyway, so you've got a guy called Ratman, right? In the UK, well known. He's made some movies, and then he's got a contract. He's made a big show called Supercell in the UK about superheroes. English superhero show. When did it come out? It came out June 27th. I'm sure Ratman equals 27. There's a lot of the sub stories within it because it's to do with sickle cell in the show. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. Decent show. I might rewatch it. So imagine, comes out on the 27th of June. Ratman equals 27. The show has got a lot of side stories to do with racism and knife crime. Race equals 27. Racism equals 27. And did I mention for the bazillionth time, knife equals 27. You can probably, if he hasn't deleted it, you can go on his YouTube channel and you'll even find me. Shit, my thing's gonna die. 5%. So I'm just talking and not even looking at the screen too tough. I'm looking here and there. I'm just in my train of thought, but I am looking if there's any comments. Anybody got something to say? I'm not trying to just, you know what I mean? Like, join the thing, man. As I say, all these streams that I do is for you lot. It's not for me to hear myself in the echo chamber. It's for you to come up and have your say. Or every live stream that I do, this is for you. I want to hear where you're coming from. You know what I mean? I want to hear from, my fellow woman, man, and child. Where you at? So anyway, I said to him, why can you not make a, seeing as though you've done that type of show with the superhero stuff, is it possible, whether it's a short YouTube movie, half an hour, you got a lot of good short YouTube movies from the UK and other places as well, of course, or whether it's on Netflix or whatever the case may be. But my point is, why? And do you know what? I'll just come into my mind because he done something called The Blue, and they had some bullshit staged pandemonium at one of the cinemas, and I was like, that's clearly by the numbers, and I've done a decode on that. But anyway, my point is, I've said to Ratman, and if the comment's still there, you'll see it, and even in my video, more than likely for Supercell, or maybe in the comments after or a follow-up video. But no, my point is, I've said, is it possible you can make like a, you know, it doesn't have to be all fancy like the Matrix, but just like, you know, do a show about somebody like myself that's coming into realization about the mechanics and the dynamics of the Matrix organically, and the nefarious matrix of what the fuck's going on. Is that what can you do that? Is that possible? Why aren't you helping people break the spell so they can understand, wow, is somebody helping racism go extra, and it doesn't need to be? You know what I mean? I'm not saying everybody's always going to see eye to eye, but you need to understand, is somebody causing amplification and distortion in the environment, on the news, the media, the movies, whether it's Million Man March, Hegelian dialect with Ku Klux Klan, or you know, because that's all by the gang, or what's the other one called? Black Panthers. That's not organic. It's from the gang. To cause confusion and distortion and hate. These times, we all got the same needs. Eat, sleep, have some fun. You know what I mean? Know what the world is, get some sun, have some fun, get some sun, chill in the park, procreate, get on with it, leave those behind, you know, and as you feel them. And that's what I say. That's why if you don't feel the younglings, the young whippersnappers, yeah, if you don't fill them up with what they need, with the right ammo for knowledge in their brain, all they're gonna know is dumb shit, and then be outside clapping for the NHS when they're the ones that put you in lockdown with something that was already planned from how many decades ago for C-19 and a bazillion other things going on simultaneously. But of course they do specific big things to really cause distortion in the fabric of reality and fuck with you, to keep you on edge. War, viruses, this thing, that thing. Planes coming down. I mean, how is planes just coming down over? How is that a thing? Sure enough, you could say, well, you know, nature does this thing in cycles, and you know, certain viruses might spike up sometimes, because that's what they were trying to say with, you know, Spanish flu or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even if you wanted to give them a little something, all right, I'll give you a little pardon on that one slightly. But you mean to tell me aviation, all of a sudden, these times in our community, we said, well, it's 2025. Is it plane crash 97 and plane equals plane equals? It's either, basically there's either a prime relationship, 25 or 79, and of course we just left 2025. So in our community, didn't Zach and others say, wow? And just before 2025 started, it was in 2024 and the plane crashes started. And then it must have been damn near nearly 200 plane crashes last year. How is that a thing? We say nature cycles? Come on. Somebody's doing it and fucking up with the plane, you know, the instruments of the plane to make it happen. Who's that in the chat? Does anybody want to join? I found... Oh, I'm not sure. Hold up. So well, I found a good one for this one, bro. Join the stream if you want, man. I'll put the thing in there. Let me quickly roll a quick ciggy. Invite. 1997. What's the 1997 now? Anthony Joshua, what? Because he's born in 89. Is he in 89? Or is he 97? When's Joshua born? 89 or 97? Fuck, I can't remember. See you putting that on the screen. Oh, Princess Di. Right. Join the stream, man. Have your say, brother. I know you're a cool cat. And you're not going to say some nonsense like, you know, Cuts One, the guy that I've got in the picture here. Start coming online and calling people child molesters that are just bringing numerology and obvious parallels. Why can't you do that? And as I say, the irony the other day, I joined Cuts One, the guy that's in the picture in the headlock with Rambo. I joined his stream quickly just to say, go brush your teeth. And then he said, oh, why didn't you say something intelligent? These times, when did you ever say anything intelligent? All you keep talking is talking out of, talking people out of their name and being out of pocket and saying, oh, Zach's a child molester. Like, what are you talking about? Come on, Cuts, man. I know you're not wired too tightly, but come on. How do you not see the relevance with this stuff, my friend? Come on now. Forget all the other stuff with girlfriends or whatever the bickering was. How are you not seeing it? And as I keep telling you, and as I already put out a video, and I've said it how many times, and you can find it, a recent video I did for the channel called Chaotic Truth Live. He knows he was a frat boy. He knows what Zach and us Gamuntrians is saying. And I like that he came up with that one, Gamuntrians. I like that because I have to use that one, as you know, I've been saying it, right? He knows he's just basically he's being a turbulent troll. He does that on purpose for the platform. I'm not saying he doesn't do good shows and has good chat and back and forth. And I'm not saying that, but for the number stuff specifically, he does it on purpose. Sigh, he does the sign face and rolls his eyes to Zach, like Zach's talking nonsense, and then he'll come on over to Zach's stream and say, oh no, Zach, you're cool, and no. And basically says, no, he gets it somewhat. We know you do, but on his platform, he'll go, oh no, you're an idiot. Look after your girlfriend and your new daughter and blah, blah, blah. You're a crazy person. And he just fuels the fire, and then he will I'll get to the comments in a minute, then he'll keep fueling that type of fire. But my point is, Cuts, he uses you like a tool just to cause turbulence, to treat you like a fool. Don't think that Chaotic Truth is your friend. He just uses you like a fool, man. I'm being more of a friend to you to try and help you snap out of certain stuff. I don't care if a sports thing didn't come in or something happened, or Zach changed what he said on the sports, or he said both sides. Overall, people are getting killed via ritualistic stuff in sports. How many other decoders are also decoding sports in the stock market by the numbers? Forecasting all on the day? Like, what are you talking about? How is it not checking out? Politics, media, in the limelight or not, as I've said, from, you got normal people, citizens, Eliana Croydon. Like, what are you talking? What the fuck is going on? Again, my granddad died. He was a pastor. He died 7 months and 3 days after his birthday in October. He died in May 5th. He was a man of God. He was a pastor. Pastor equals 73. God 55 and 10 and all of that stuff. What are you talking about, sir? Not to mention 50 testimonies for myself. I've got children, my sister. What the fuck is going on? Huh? And again, I know you're not wrapped too tightly, but my point is, again, because people like yourself and even those that actually know better or choose to not know because the cognitive dissonance, my point is, then you get other people like the Globelins that believe in the globe and not true earth. My point is, because they've got these type of people like Andrew Wilson and whatnot, on and offline, then you've got the cyberbullying, my point is, you can have all these bright sparks, Trinity potentials, Morpheus potentials, Neo potentials. Then you've got those scumbags that, that hasn't even come across this type of stuff yet, but they could say, wow, that's a bit strange. And then somebody could be like, their family member, what are you talking about? You need to take your meds. Don't worry about that. You know what I mean? You're an idiot. And then that outs the spark of their intuitive beacon. And then they never follow suit. That's why the Zombieland variants outnumber people like myself in the 4% at an alarming exponential rate. So again, you've got 95% Zombieland variants, then you've got 4% in my frequency bandwidth, then you've got the 1% that control. Get it? Fuck. That's why it's so difficult. Because you've got so many heads up their backside, then you've got your Andrew Wilsons, as I've said, and whoever the case may be, Simon Dan, you know what I mean? Whoever. And as I say, all these type of people, they run. Or they have to move the goalposts and chat shit and not actually listen like that guy, Jim Bob. We call him Rim Job. Yeah? These people are bang out of order. So think about how they mess up all the potential youth and then the chain reaction domino effect of that. Because as I say, You may not have, your child, if you have children or yourself, you may not be in foster care per se, but my point is the system has already foster care in your mind and molesting it, because they're, Freddy Krueger's and whatnot anyway, Epstein, that's tip of the iceberg. Dr. Sleep, all these type of movies. What? And that movie actually goes in the first child. Have you seen the movie Dr. Sleep? If you look up and do the homework on flowers and the names and Madeleine McCann and the child in Dr. Sleep with Ewan McGregor, the guy from Star Wars and Trainspotting. Good actor, I like him still. He's good. But and The Island, I'm gonna watch that again. It come to my mind. I'm gonna watch that this week. It come to my mind. I was like, oh my god, I need to watch that again. The Island, because they give you so much stuff in the movies. You think you haven't seen a human clone. Now, I'm not saying like that person that I've got on the thumbnail there. What's that person? Divine Sade and Conscious X. I call him Unconscious X, and definitely not Divine Sade, because they do a shit job with the numbers. And they say, for instance, they will say something like Miley Cyrus is playing who could I say? Candy Sowings. Yeah. Or they will say if you haven't gone on my thumbnail or go on my wall and you can see, because there's more pictures there, because I don't need to go live and highlight these people, but I've already added them on the video forthcoming if I choose to do it, or on the community wall post. I mean, what are these people talking about? And it's not the first time I've said, guys, you do a horrible job with the numbers. And I'm not saying that they might do a little bodysuit on occasion, you know what I mean? Or Hobson, if you know about Hobson and Gucci Mane. Because people were saying, wow, is that still Gucci Mane? And then Hobson himself said, you know what? I actually had to wear a suit, and I was actually pretending to be Gucci Mane. And my point is as well, because the powers that shouldn't be know they like to cause pandemonium in people's mind, they will now know that they've got people on this type of dumb bandwagon, and they will entertain it and leave certain comments and say a specific thing that seems like they're alluding to, oh yeah, they're playing the double of the basketball player. What's his name again? Oh man, 41 guy. Kobe Bryant. Kobe motherfucking Bryant. Yeah, 41 and all the rest of the not bad boy numbers, but bad boy numbers in the sense of Zach called how much numbers even in his book, and the man even died by those numbers. Duh. How is there no relevance to what's being conveyed? Boob cakes. Fucking hell. But my point is, they will even entertain stuff. So your Twitter, Instagram, and they will leave stuff, and then you get these scumbags that get all the attention and comments and even have Patreon. Do I charge you anything? There's energy exchange out here, yeah? Do I charge in like... I don't charge anything. Think about that now. Yeah, 97, 25th Prime, yeah. I will jump on, bro, but all right, man. Yeah, man. Get a little nip and tuck from the barbers. Hope they're nice you up, man. How you like? Is it your usual barber? Sorry, I didn't mean to get onto your comment, but I'm in my train of thought, and then I'm bouncing off what you're saying and other stuff at the same time. Let me change this background ambience. It's been playing for a minute. Which one should we play? I haven't heard this one in a while. Where is it? I had it. Where's it gone? Shout out to everybody that's locked in today. We're on the 7th of January. Again, happy birthday, Mom. Mom's birthday today. Is it Lewis Hamilton's birthday today as well, I think? Through the decodes and stuff, like you just know shit. Watching a movie, you're like, wow, they put a 42 right there. It's either a 42 or a 59. If you watch the original Crow movie, of course, the black man in his police car, he's got the 42 or the 59. I said, come on, man, of all the numbers. Again, that history month ends on the 59th day of the year. February is the only month that equals to 42. When you realize all the Negro and nigger and, color and boy and, boss, think about Rosa Parks. She was a sellout. She was Eastern Star. Free Masonic for the ladies. She's another scumbag. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of Hegelian dialect that they do, So you kind of need to realize, well, go on. Obviously, sometimes you might not catch something at first, but the truth always comes to light. You know what I mean? So you know. But yeah, as I say, there's so many obvious 42s, man. You watch I've said it a million times. Just watch the trailer for Lightyear. You know, Buzz Lightyear Toy Story. They did an off-shot film. I've never watched the actual film. Of course, I like Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. I like all the Puss in Boots, actually. The Last Wish is amazing. I might watch that this week as well again. That's brilliant. Zootopia is a dub plate. There's even a 201. I think, does she get off the train? And you see the 201? But watch the first one. I haven't seen the second one yet. I'm going to have to go on one of those streaming sites. Cough, cough. Again, I wouldn't mind paying, but, you know, because of how they treat us at Netflix and that, and it's not conducive or you know, they like to try and get you involved. BBC TV license. Yeah, they sent me an official letter. I don't have to pay because I told them I know how it works and how you're messing up the people's minds by the numbers. And you even with the Twin Towers, you had the woman talking about Building 7 coming down before Building 7 even came down, which came down with nothing even touched it, concerning planes. So what are you saying? And to be fair, all 3 buildings in the infrastructure was all set up with, I don't know, thermite and bomb equipment to go down when they decided to go down by the numbers. Yeah, so think about that. Building 7 came down. How did Building 7 come down? You're taking the piss, and then you got this bitch on the BBC talking about, oh yeah, that's come down, but we can see it in the background, bitch. And then later in time, you've got these scumbags that want you to pay to watch the TV while they give you stuff that's not conducive or healthy for your mind, while they keep you in a trance with a whole heap of fuckery by the numbers and subliminals and children's programs and adult shows and whatnot. Don't suck on a bomber clout, mother. Yeah? And that's the thing again. All the angles that they get us from, right? Poison water, food, you know, there's just so many angles. And that's how you know these people are hell-bent and are riddled in their souls with demons. Like, they've evoked and done so many weird seances and pentagram stuff and whatever. You know what I mean? Like, they've really... But always remember, all is self, obviously, is lying dormant in the sense of yin and yang. Everything is powered off the yin and yang. Dark, light, good, bad, left, you know what I mean? Woman, man, etc. Yeah? But it doesn't mean that you have to take the reins and, I want to be evil now. Obviously, some people are going to be polarized like that naturally, or you may take to that and, whatever, I don't know. But my point is what I'm saying. Oh, who's that? Might try new barbers. What's this one here? Just getting the size done, all right. Oh yeah, the fluffy, I hear ya. Might try new barbers or even walk tomorrow, I hear ya. All right, man. I think I've done enough today. And again, the main point of today's you know what. All right. Let me change the banner because that one's been on for the main, the title of the show. But I'll quickly change it for the last, 15 minutes that I'll be here. Where's the one I want? This one right here. Whack. Again, if maths is a universal language, you're born via mitosis in the womb from one bubble to 2 to 4 to 8 to 16, whatever. Golden ratio and all this type of stuff, fire-based ratio beings and how things are in this construct and realm. And then maths is an instrument that you can realize, wow, that's why the separation of your fingers, your face, your eyeballs, whatever, the leaves on the stems of the flower or the leaf, you know what I mean, going up the stem, so it can get its photosynthesis, whatever. Then you'll see the Fibonacci. It's all numbers, frequency and numbers. It's all frequency and vibration. So all those that want to go on like we're chatting shit, and when it's clearly there. If you studied cymatics, when you put sound on like so like if you got sound, whether somebody's doing opera singing or you might do a certain note and you hold that note and you could have sand, right? and then the speaker obviously to amplify the sound. But you could have sand, so like on a tile or on the floor, and as soon as that note comes and you hold it, whether it's just the frequency going, or you could have an opera singer, as I've shown before many times, the opera singer, when she hits a certain note and it goes into sacred geometry, flower of life and all of that. Duh. If you get a time lapse of what the wandering stars are doing, not the fixed stars, what the wandering stars, they're doing all sacred geometry above your head. You are sacred geometry. You know, I've got fucking flower of life tattoos and whatnot on my fucking arm. Like, what the fuck? You know, with another dub plate on my back. A different style of Hamza, if you know Hamza, but it's not that one. It's basically a normal hand with a pattern in there with the eye. Catch those motherfuckers from behind. You get me? Oh, you try to get me? Oh, no, I'm watching you. Yeah. But as I say, just again, we're alchemists at heart, and they don't want you to realize that you are an alchemist. So if you learn to transmute, and especially me being a Gemini, I think that's, you know, one of my superpowers. Not that I'm saying I've mastered anything or you know what I mean? But as I say, I've definitely done meditation where I'm definitely floating, in the sense of I can feel myself floating. By the time I get to my throat chakra, up to my crown, I can feel myself literally floating. Yeah. Once you truly hone in on the energy factors, right? And know all the, you know, what I spoke about before, the black and white stuff going across your eyes. I really concentrate on the colors and it's spinning, and go through all the colors and bring it up, and you can feel it moving up. By the time you get to your crown chakra, I'm telling you, you feel like you're floating. I'm not lying. You can feel the energy. You can feel like, you're like, how could I say? Yeah, you can feel like you're floating, man. You can just feel it slightly, just slightly up, slightly down, slightly up. You can feel it. Once you tune into your other field of energy, because remember, they want you just tuned into the material stuff. Once you tune into your shit of what you are, remember, you're born in your body. Once you tune in, and that's what I always say, they want you tuned into all these dumb stars, right? Idolizing dumb stars down here. They don't want you to tune into what you and who you are, what, where, why. Remember, that's all zigzag letters, W, what, where, why, when. They don't want you to be able to, you know, like an arrow with your kundalini, go straight through rather than zigzag. Yeah? And tune in to the stars and ancestors rather than these scumbag stars down here. Get it? Yeah. Said it a bazillion times, nothing new. So these geometrical patterns are, I'm telling you, next level, family. Big up, Chris. Been a minute. Hope you're doing well. Big ups. Much love to you and yours, man. Trust me. Exactly. Doubly. These geometrical patterns are next level, and it's undeniable. What's this one? My silver 47 is estimated has come through this year. What's that one there? You're gonna have to break that one down for me. Oh, investment, right. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, because obviously you got gold, silver, and whatnot. Probably copper and other stuff's in there, right? And that's the other thing as well. Even somebody that's recently come into my fold, trying to get him to get into the shit. Let me change this music here. It's been playing for ages. Hold up. Oh, this one will do. Wasn't the one I was going to play, but anyway. Yeah, I've been trying to, because he's into like the stock stuff, and he kind of knows how to work it. And I'm saying, wow, I've been trying to get people that's into that and build a little team. And especially in the age now, we can probably make a chat GPT or so. Chat GPT basically get us to make an app and feed it XYZ and all the numerical stuff, right? And then you can just say, right, bam, this is that day, right? And then it will know what to say to you and give you the best odds for, you know what I mean? Whether it's sports, stock market, yada, yada. I mean, come on. I've been saying this for years. How we ain't got somebody that knows how to make apps, but now we got a chat GPT. I think we need to get our, knuckle down, get our heads together and deal with all this stock market shit and, you know what I mean? Gold, silver, whatever. Yeah? Crypto, all of that. Come on, man. It's there for the taking. As the saying goes, billionaires use Gematria. Facts. Yeah. They use it. So you can laugh after all of us and Chris holding and this one and that one, the ladies. Big up Kayla, big up Amy from Crack Their Code, and all the other lasses that I don't know their names, or you might do this a little. Even if you're a silent watcher, but you get it. You know what I mean? You don't have to be content or do content create on YouTube or whatever, or do blog posts. Male or female, I don't care if you're fucking they them. You know what I mean? If you get it, fucking brilliant. Can we you know what I mean? And if you have got some argy-bargy squabbles, whether it's Zach and Derek from Gamontra_85 or whatever it is, man, can we just get it together? By the next Bull Don't Lie or Decoding with Cody. Can I see Zach in the chat, or when they have their round table, can I see you on there? I want to see, you know what I mean? We should all be on there. When I leave a comment, can it not just be left to the side? And if it's something of potency, like the anti-Joshua 213, Illusion, can you do the obvious? Gamunch_85, can you do the obvious? Zach, can you do the obvious? Like, what's going on? How many times every other video, literally every video, be sure to check out that one, this one, that one. Oh my God, they got a nice piece with the decode to do with boom, boom, boom. Even if it's not with what I'm initially decoding, because a lot of stuff can come into your mind, like, oh shit, that's going on. That person put boom, boom out. Go and check that. I'm always doing referrals. I'm not saying they don't do that, but stop being so everybody. I get everybody can have a click and birds of a feather, but come on, man, broaden your horizon so people in your part can. Oh shit! Whether they're from America or somebody in the UK, like, oh my God, somebody in the UK is pointing out, right, zombie down the very red road. Let me check them out. Oh shit, he's in my neck of the woods. But they'll never get it because you lot are too in your own. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Let's do this. Come on. Come on, we can do this. Come on. We can do this. Come on. And I'm saying this with so much, authenticity, honesty, heart, love, which I've always been. Don't get me twisted, man, And obviously you might catch me on an odd one video, but you don't know where I'm coming from. And that's why I do these videos. So you can truly see, right, that's packaged in one video. Oh, right, I see what he's on now. I thought he was a bit whatever, whether it was good or bad or somewhere in between. I don't know. Everybody takes to who they like. And I get it. But the message and the time is now for what's been going on for how many, especially since the age that we're in, especially for the last 100 years, and especially now with the information and what's going on. If there's ever a time we need to unify, that's why I played that first tune that I made today. It's called Universe. And that's actually me. And I say unify. Rewind the stream. The first house song that I play today, I've never played it. I don't think I played it online before. Maybe once before, but very long time ago. Yeah. And the person that goes do, that's my old school friend. Rekindled with her a little while ago and made another song that I don't think she knows I made it because she's disappeared. But shout out to Daisy, man, aka Lolly. Shout out to Daisy, big up. But yeah, that's her voice. When you just, because basically what I used to do sometimes, I can still do it. I'll just randomly record and you don't know what I'm recording. And then I'll just do a spoken word song, or you might do something like you go do, like how she did. And that became part of the song, and the rest is history. That's why I love the infinite possibilities with everything that's here. You know what I mean? It's just infinite possibilities. Art, music, and whatever the case may be. And where we're going with the technology. As Seven said from Inner Standing, as I mentioned him today. You'll get people that'll be like, wow. We're never going to teleport like Star Trek, and then 2-2s in 50 years time. By the time it's time for you to leave, 2-2s, they got teleporting shit going on. Like, don't underestimate the potentiality of, yeah. If you can think it, it can literally be done. It's just how can we get it done? Remember, The speakers, the ears, the cameras, the eyes, the heart is the engine for a car. Brain is the computer. Duh. Yeah, how big a computer used to be a whole size of the fucking block that I'm in right now in 1960. Now it's a phone in your fucking pocket. So don't underestimate technology. And be sure to check out, I don't know if you watch, because I started watching some today, but they've got the CES exhibition with all the next technology stuff. And you know, Boston Dynamics, they're showing you some new shit with some new robots and some, I think, Hyundai, you know, the car manufacturer, they do other stuff, Hyundai. They've got a next robot now, which is like their latest one, Atlas, if you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go on Boston Dynamics and type in Atlas, or go on CES 2026. So CES 2026, I always watch it every year, and you can see all the new tech. Yeah? From phones, TVs, shit, stuff to do with the toilet, you know, whatever, you know, massaging machines. I mean, it could be anything. But just know the technology, man. Right, Trump is 47 and King Charles born on the daily. Yeah, November 14th, yeah. And that's when I made the, well, I didn't make the video beforehand, but I said, oh, they're going to do something on that day. And lo and behold, you had, it was Remembrance Day, World War stuff, but they had the Liverpool Women's Hospital explosion. Again, find my video, whether it's on this channel and or playlist on this channel. And you had the Liverpool Women's Hospital explosion. And of course, it was a suicide bomber in the UK a couple of years ago. And I put out a video and I said, yeah, they're going to say he had mental health issues. And of course, he was a suicide bomber, right? He blew himself up at Liverpool Women's Hospital, right? And I'm sure Liverpool equals 47, suicide and mental health 47. And again, it's on the day leaving 47 days of the year as of November 14th, which is King Charles's crusty creature, scumbag, satanic, megalomaniac birthday. And bomb equals 14, dead equals 14. Hello. And again, we're putting out information as it happens, showing you why it happened on that day, showing you that they're going to say he was already registered to do with mental health conditions. Not to mention, you had the movie that came out same time on the weekend, Shang-Chi, which I broke down in the playlist for that, or whatever video. Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. And if you know Iron Man, if you've been following Iron Man, before that movie even came out years ago, might be in number 2 or number 3. And you have, oh my God, was it? Mandarin, right? If you know what I'm talking about. Then boom. Then in Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings, I'm sure it was Shang-Chi, yeah, Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. Basically, when they come across this character, he says, oh, and remember, this came out on streaming services the same weekend as the situation that I think was on a Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, that year. But anyway, he said, oh, they asked me to be a terrorist in Liverpool, but I said no. Imagine that. So the same weekend, I said, give me a break. I mean, these people, they just don't stop. And the reason why they don't stop is because you lot are too relaxed, you too don't care, and you don't like to recognize. And as I always say, if you're not putting trending logics, the madness is going to ensue. So again, if it wasn't nefarious, right, and you just learn stuff and, you know, you learn how to do good manifestations or not be horrible to people, it's not nefarious, and you learn the mechanics of the dynamics of what, where, why, and where you are, and how to utilize what you are, where you are, etc. Right? My point is, then it would be, you know, common knowledge, just like A, B, C, D, like, you know, A's 1 up to Z's 26, and the other stuff that you've learned, and or if you go to a specific job, whether it's whatever it is, man, you're learning a new skill. Why is it so hard to learn something which is so easy to learn and so redundant with the repetition? So think about what they've done to the minds of the masses. When I came across this information at the same time along with True Earth in 2016 in October, when I finally decided to look at True Earth, as I said, you know, what's this nonsense? But as soon as I found that, it took me literally the same day. I was like, oh my God, he's onto something, yeah? Wow, this is incredible. How, you know, again, whether it's the landmark, whether it's the person's name, whether it's this thing, that thing, you know, he didn't birth the place. He didn't make the landmark. He didn't, you know what I mean? So that was that's where my mind went intuitively. And then as he's doing it, I'm writing it down or finding it, one of the basic calculators before Derek. Big up Derek again. Again, this is not me front end before. I already explained all that stuff. I'll explain it again from the beginning of today's transmission. But my point is, I'm writing it down using one of the other calculators at the time. Boom, 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 boom for gematria and numerology. And I'm saying he ain't chatting shit. Yeah, how is this just lining up like this? And then literally from that instant, along with True Earth at the same time, I said, wow, that was one of the first time I come across allegedly Dave, right? If you know what I'm talking about. Allegedly Dave and a few other people. And I'm looking at other stuff in elsewhere and doing my own little stuff, researching NASA, and I'm saying, wow, or music videos, that allude to certain stuff. And I'm saying, wow. And to this day, I've got a scale, right? And the scale of nonsense and buffoonery outweighs anything for me to say, wow, you're telling the truth there, boom, 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 boom. Why am I seeing bubbles in space? Why am I seeing fucked up CGI? Why am I seeing? My point is, if it's real, I wouldn't be seeing none of that. That's my point. And they've done nothing but lie and lie and lie and lie and lie. And then, just like the first Iron Man, as I say, they got the minds of the masses ready because Elon Musk was in one of the first Iron Man movies. So that's why I'm laughing in the present and I'm saying, Tesla, space, X and all that bullshit. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. So people say, oh my God, he's really Tony Stark. Oh my God, he's bringing a Tesla robot. Oh my God. Really? Why do you think he gave up on Hyperloop? That wasn't even an original idea if you do your homework. Go on somebody's channel called Thunderfoot. He's always on Elon Musk, even though he's a goblin, right? But he bags Elon Musk brutally. Brutal. Go on Thunderfoot, an English guy. He body bags Elon on SpaceX. Like, what? Religiously. Yeah? Even though it's a goblin. Pick him up. Same way I'm going to big up Zach. Goblin or not. Whether he dislikes me or not, because I'm a true earther. But as I say, he came across a time before and he said, man, I wish people had your enthusiasm and your laugh, man. I see you're really into it. Boom, 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 boom. And that was ages ago. How much stuff have I put out? What are you saying? You can't get you floating through on a live even? How many lives have I done? Hundreds by now. Come on, man. And that's why you don't see me be bothered to go on, whether it's Chaotic Truth or Call In. Or I would, whether it's Derek and the Calculator or his channel, yeah, I would be a sub. But because I don't see the connect and I kind of find it slightly disrespectful because I'm a veteran and a Gamontrian and I'm doing a good job. So what are you saying? So that little bit of connection and acknowledgement and more and keep it up. Yeah, man, I'll fucking sending in £5 to your channel, sending in this and that, even though I know you don't need it. You know what I mean? Because it's energy exchange. Hence current money, currency, current energy, electric, It's not hard, man. That little bit. I would pay for and get all the full features of the Gamontrinator. But because little things like what I've been explaining today, which has happened time and time again, it's like, okay, how do you not see the 213 Anthony Joshua? And even if you don't mention me, how have you not screenshot it, put on your community wall post and or do a follow-up video? Or if it's not a follow-up video, even if it's not that, and you do another decode, say, wow, it's easy to memorize because we're all on the same flex and you can easily break it down like I did in today's transmission. Easily. Off the bat, I didn't look at anything. I haven't got my gallery up. I'm not looking at YouTube when I mentioned the Anthony thing or what was the other one I mentioned today? Rapper clown. The rapper clown is 6ix9ine. Because he's colourful like a clown, right? With his face looking like a secondary school detention desk with all this scribble. Why do these people like scribble on their face? If you're doing something each to their own. It's not my face. Yeah, I've got sacred geometry on my motherfucking skin. I've got Sanskrit writing. I've got fucking sacred geometry, flower of life. About scribble. And I might get one more special time. Do you know what? I think I'm going to do it this year. Because I actually need to finish off my sleeve. And or I might actually get my back done because I've got the special Hamza, not the symmetrical Hamza with the weird thumb, what looks symmetrical with the hand, if you know what I'm on about, with the thumb and the other thumb. The thumb and the little finger. I've got a normal hand with like an all CNI in there, and it's got like a sacred geometry pattern in there, or some type of pattern. But I was thinking of a special thing for somebody that left this realm, and I was thinking, I've got a great picture of the person, used to be my girlfriend, but anyway, she died via cancer. But anywho, I was thinking I might line up a picture and then attach that hand, and then I would have her on my back easily, and finish off my sleeve because she loved dragonflies. And I was thinking, yeah, they must be able to do like a proper don that knows what they're doing. They'll be able to do like a sacred geometry, but when you look at it, you realize it's dragonflies. You know what I mean? So that's what I was thinking. So that would finish off the top half because I've got it on my forearm, but the top half of my sleeve, dragonflies. And she died, all the numbers. I mean, I'm not going to go into that right now, but all the numbers, her name matches dragonflies. I mean, come on, man. She loved dragonflies. She had a dragonfly tattoo on her wrist. Like, really? I mean, come on, man. Yo. Her name matches dragonflies. Come on, with whatever the numerical value is of that. Come on, so that's what I'm trying to say to you. The vibration that you carry with what you like or don't like, it all makes sense. And obviously, we've all got a different record playing out. So obviously, some people's record's going to last longer than other people. And that's what I keep saying. If you know this, how gain understanding with this, you'll be more accepting when somebody leaves. Because it was already pre-written somewhere anyway. Doesn't mean that you might not change something. Oh, let me exercise more. And remember, it's always going to change and allocate the configuration that goes with whatever you're doing instantaneously. You know what I mean? You know, and obviously you've got the other thing. Somebody could smoke a bazillion fags, you know, through their life and lost to 90. These times somebody else gets to 25 and they die from cancer. They've never smoked a cigarette in their life. So, you know, we're all, remember, universe, verse, record, song, chorus of the universe. You have organs, tones, vibration, keyboard, piano, keys. And there's a few more that I'm forgetting to say, but as I already mentioned before today, that's why we use the term, if somebody's not on the frequency level that you like, in the UK, we say, oh, that person's off key. I don't know about in America, but over here, that is a well-known term. Bro, that person's off key because they're not on the same vibration frequency of what you're on. All right. But as I say, even if they're not, because you've got different people, right? Some people that slightly got some enlightenment, but they might do some dumb shit. Just always be mindful. You might have a bit of a bicker or whatever, but always have compassion. Because remember, the bigger picture that's fucked us all up. You know, people have gone through a lot of shit as humanity, and because of the amplification, because of these cunts, that's why there's more pedophilia, Freddy Krueger. That's why there's more dumb wars. That's why there's more Allah Akbar running down the road. The man them on the strip. Oh, what, I'm gonna stab that up. What? Or even, you know, normal folks, so to speak. That's not, you know, on the road per se, but you know, 1 minute you was with your girl, and then twos, either whether it's the man stabbing up the girlfriend, or they're still together, or an ex that's, you know, disgruntled ex, or oh fuck that, oh, they didn't give me my raise from work. I'm gonna go in there and shoot the place up. Like. Is fucking crazy, obviously, but still have be mindful of what is the cause, the causality, why the cause and effect. What's the causality? What's the root cause? Poison food, fucked up music, fucked up thinking, being inundated with bare bullshit information. Bullshit people that go on like, oh yeah, if you vote for us, remember, voting's only consent. It's already been pre-selected decades, hundreds of years in advance. These people aren't your friends. Trump, this one, that one. Oh my God, he's here for us. Oh my God, the people. Oh my God. He's not your friend. Keir Starmer, this one, that one. NASA, Elon Musk, Candice Owens. I mean, whoever. The list is long. So if you follow them,
got to be a fool.
Exactly. Yeah, and the reason why my mic might sound a bit funny today, I don't know if these headphones, the new Sony headphones that I bought recently, I don't know if the mic is from there or it's from the device. So it might be, it's plugged in, of course, but it might be device mic also. That's why I might sound a little bit different today. All right. So, yeah, boy. So what's that, Sophia lost? Yeah, man. Was in the year. What was in the year if the dragon tattoo? What? I don't get what you're saying. What's in the year of the dragon too? 2016. What was that? After, I'd say April. Long story, but I've kind of long story, man. And that's what I'm saying. Because of where I am seasoned now, that's what I'm saying. There's so many relationships and just so many things that would have went different because you didn't realize what the chip was on all of our shoulders, and then you get bent out of shape and nobody's actually thinking, and you know what I mean? So there's just so much to it's just a damn shame. That's what I'm saying, man. Whether it's, family and friends, in it, damn shame, man. Damn shame. And then before you know it, that person's not here, brother, girlfriend, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck. She was actually my ex-girlfriend at the time, but And then I found out through actually detective work, and I was like, oh my God, she's dead now? I was like, still fucks me up to today, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, oh my God, she's like, fuck. Even though we're on our own record playing and all that stuff, I get it. But it's still like, shit. I mean, of all the people you could have taken out, this one, that one, scumbags in power, it's like, okay, really? You know what I mean? It's just like, really annoys my soul, man. It's like, okay, come on, nature, man. Fuck, I know nature's just crazy, man. It's just like such a roulette, It's just like, fuck. With all the, you know what I mean? Just get that. Can you not just get them one time as well? That would be great on a grand scale. Fuck. That would be great. Yeah, I need to double check what was the year of that. I'll do it in a sec. Still ain't even made a cigarette yet. Fuck, I've got a drink over here. Feeling slightly parched. I've been yapping consistently. Japanese, but at least I'm talking. Well, I think I'm talking some sense. If I'm not, if you don't resonate, hey, it's all good. If you do resonate, whether you do or you don't, much love and big up anyway. We're all on a different paths. I don't expect everybody to get it or, be on my bandwidth. And as I say, I don't expect everybody to wake up. Hence the oil, water stuff that I was on about. Everything knows its place. So just try and vibrate high, or wherever you're on, that's where you're going to be. You're going to come back there and maybe come back here, go lower realms or go higher vibration realms. So it is what it is, man. I'm just here saying, can I get a witness? Because there's some fucked up shit going on. And I can't be the only one witnessing this. And obviously there's a few of us in the 4%, but it would be nice if it was like, at least 50% rather than 95% zombie land variance roaming the land and the 1% controlling, and then the 4%, in my bandwidth. So it makes it very difficult to communicate on basic communication. And as I say, I'm so big on communication. And as I say, in later life now, it makes sense of why I'm so big on communication. When I start to look at, wow, when I'm born, my fucking ruling planet is to do with communication, Mercury. I'm an air sign, I'm mutable. I'm easily to be able to transmute stuff and stuff like that, and be an alchemist within my consciousness and bring stuff and materialize it. Because I've done a whirl of things where, as I say, I could be in the library one time and I was like, oh, in my mind, I said, oh, I've had enough to drink. I could do with a nibble. And I shit you not, as I opened my eyes, there was a guy right next to me and he had a yogurt, like a flapjack yogurt bar. I didn't say anything aloud. He had it ready to give me as I opened my eyes. I'm telling you now. If that ain't some instant manifestation, I don't know what is. I'm just trying to show you your mind is powerful. That's why they want you believing in their history, because they like to remix and do all of that stuff and their education, and you know what I mean? So that's why if you don't wake up, you bring forth into fruition what they want and desire, which is a warped, twisted, satanic reality with distortedness, no harmony, no nice vibration. Again, my neighbor, one time I hadn't seen it for ages. I had a crazy power cut or electric situation, right, in my apartment. Went over there and basically she was like, man, She broke up with her ex. She said, look, I'm going to throw these out there brand new. It was a pair of Adidas. It was a jacket as well. These times I was in the shop about to queue up to buy a jacket and trainers that week. She didn't know that. It came to me. I didn't even need to get it. This is my point. One time my headphones break. When as soon as I walked outside one time, I was like, man, I need a pair of headphones. There's a pair of headphones, brand new. As soon as I walked outside, I shook, you know. I'm telling you, man, the mind is powerful now. Don't let them get your mind, man. I'm telling you, if they get your mind, or if you get to, although I've got the annoyances that we deal with from time to time, and I'll be more ranty or more chilled like today. But you know, just always try and be mindful and go to your Zen center or thought type of thing. You know what I mean? Because that's where the goodness and perpetual of whatever lies. You know, don't get too, you know, the baggage. That's my point. You know what I mean? And as I say, things will happen. You know, you compulsory blink, you're in your meat suit, you need to take a shit, you need to eat, you need to do stuff, you desire to do stuff, you shag, whatever. You know what I mean? That's natural. So when you hear me rant, don't get it twisted. That's just momentarily. I don't actually care whether anybody listens, cares, whether they put a post up, whether they unify in and out of communities. Yeah, it would be great, but I don't care simultaneously. You know, maybe that's the Gemini in me because I'm a Gemini. So I'm quite simultaneously can do either or, you know, and I get why I'm like that. You know, even if I play snooker or eat crisp, I'm right-handed, but I don't play pool or snooker how most a right-handed person wouldn't hold the cue the way that I hold the cue. That's my point. With what hand is the pushing hand? You get me? It's not my right hand, it's my left. I'll hold a bag of crisps with my right and eat with my left, but I'm right-handed when I write. I'm not saying I'm ambidextrous, but you know, it's the twins within me, right? You know, I'm Gemini. And you know they love a Gemini with these lot. How many movies they love duality, you know what I mean? And so many movies play on that and whatnot, and other things as well, you know? Not just the Gemini star system. What is it? Is it, oh my God, what are they called again? I can't remember the name now. Begins with C, one of them. It's not Cassus, is it? Oh my God, I can't remember. And of course, you had the recent one with the dog star in Sirius concerning the bar in Switzerland with the fire. Again, if you haven't gone on Decoding with Cody, go figure. And I did delete the other ultra rat video that I had if you was looking for that, but I will go online probably this weekend and I'll just quickly do a 10-minute one for the reason why they named the world amateur golf player in the news was the first victim, right, that they named. They're 16 years old, and the reason why they showed him in the picture with a specific golfer. And if you missed it, because I deleted the video that had a major rant in there, I'm talking some real home truths, that you'll see how it all allocates with the guy's birthday and the numbers and the names and all of that. It's the same old same, nothing new. So when you see this stuff, who chimes in first? Oh, that celebrity died, and you know, Tommy Lee Jones, you know, Men in Black, with his situation and his daughter, and the same day with the who was his partner again, MIB, and you know he likes men in booty, men in bottom. Will Smith, because you know, as you know what, again, I'm not homophobic, but you know, these people do a lot of crazy stuff and mess up a lot of people's minds that probably wouldn't have been that, along with the being saturated in the woke media and the alphabet stuff in all, you know what I mean? Whether it's computer games, shows, Netflix, Amazon Prime, it's just forced down your throat now. That's why I always make the joke. Shit, maybe one day I'm going to wake up. I don't like the way my business swings to the left. Maybe I need to get it nipped and tucked. I don't, you know what I mean? I want boobs, get it to lactate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like the way it rubs on my boxers. It swings to the left. You know, it's been an annoyance. Maybe I should get some hormone treatment. I mean, this is how crazy it is. And that's what they do to people, you know, and then they'll sign off for a baby that's 2 years old that don't know no better. And the baby says, yes, I like wearing women's clothes and putting on makeup. And then they start giving them hormones. And I mean, you know, that's the type of world we live in. That's how crazy this shit is. Fucking up the whole development cycle. And you know, and I'm not saying people can't maybe feel that they're not in the body that they, you know what I mean, that they're in. And at the end of the day, whether you're a man or a woman, look at men, you've got nip-naps, but they don't lactate.
And are you one or the other before something happens at the egg and then it chooses which one you're going to be? You know, because I think you are female and then it chooses what you're going to be anyway when it does its thing with the X and Y and whatnot. Again, men, you have nip naps, but you don't lactate. So you keep that in mind. And again, the yin and the yang, all is self, all is one. That's what I'm trying to say. So there's no boogeyman or you are the devil as much as you are, you know, my point is aspects of, whether it's godly or the devil. There you go, yin and yang. You are of it. Nobody's coming to save you. So why don't you wake up and become a master of your own universe? And then maybe once you go into another level of state of being, like how we're probably in part of the dream, but we're fractal beings from the Almighty, or Almighty is living in the dream within the dream, then more than likely when I maybe get to a certain state, might not be me, might be somebody else, but my point is, could be you listening, you get to a certain state of what you are, of your being, and then people are living inside your dream, even though all is self. Get it? You know? It's all part of it, man. But as I say, they don't want you to realize who, what, where, why, and what you are. That's my point. And they've done a good job. That's why they work not 24/7, 25/8. They work 25/8. That's why they're so relentless, because if they stop, as I keep pointing out, you know, like something streaming, they're streaming a specific type of frequency, right? If they stop doing that, obviously people's going to snap out and be like, hold on. So they can't have that. They don't want too many of me wandering around. They don't want too many of Dr. Savage. They don't want too many of Zach. They don't want too many of whoever. They don't want too many of who was my donny? Chris Holding. Yeah? Remember, they're riddled with demons and entities, right? And then they're trying to get you susceptible for, oh my God, you know, you're watching that K-pop. What's that K-pop? K-pop Demon Hunters. I saw like a trailer for that and I said, my God, the way they just put it in your face. I might have to watch that this week as well. But the reason why I can slightly expose myself to that, at least I have an awareness and I can put some type of shield up because I know what the fuck I'm looking at. And I'm looking for the subliminals. I can't even watch most things to just watch it because I'm pausing it every minute and I'm doing research. Hold on, bam, 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 bam. You know what I mean? Every 10 minutes. Then I have to put the brakes on. Look, you know what? For this period of time, just watch. Like, what am I watching right now? I'm on the 4th episode of True Detective, season 1. Yeah, and you know I love psychology stuff. I watch a lot of police crime, whether it's serial killers or not. You know what I mean? It could be somebody stole something from the shop. Whatever it is, I'm on it. Because I'm fascinated with psychology. Of course, myself was the foremost. But, you know, I'm fascinated when it comes to psychology and how people tick, you know, whatever the case may be. So yeah, I'm big into that. I watch so many interrogations, you know, like if you could see how much I've got saved in my little playlist. You know, I'm watching loads of them channels, trust me. Yeah. All right, what's this one? There's no oil. Right, exactly. And that's how, as well, how they rape the land. Right, remember the oil is the blood of the earth, right? Look how they rape, and there's enough for everybody, but look how they make it seem, oh, you know, we need to thin out, you know, and going like there's not enough. You know what I mean? Like, fucking hell, what are you saying? Can't you plant certain stuff all along the gaff? Apple trees every fucking where, you know what I mean? Tramp that don't get where they should be, but of course they're gonna give 5-star hotels, new phones and trainers and PlayStations and whatnot to the immigrants coming in. I'm not dissing the immigrants because we know what's happened for them to come and all the fuckery, because it's all on purpose to get people mad and do all the other stuff with digital ID and fucking, digital currency and all that type of stuff. It's all the plan to get you mad so they can implement blah, 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 blah. But yeah, man, what was that train of thought I was just saying when I said with what I just said? But anyway, if you've got the mind for, you know where I was about to go. But yeah, man, it's just yeah. I'm looking at your comment now. But yeah, man, you know, they make it look like there's not enough, and they're the ones doing it. So as I say, with my local co-op or my local Sainsbury's, wow, there's a cyber attack and there's no food, and the shop shelves, excuse me, not the shop till, the shop shelves are empty. And I'm like, what's going on? Maybe sometimes before I even read the news, or if I've already read the news, you know, when I go in there, I'm giving them a breakdown of the whole numbers, what's going on. They know I don't. When they see me coming, they know what's up. Yeah, they know when Audio Oracle comes in the shop there, when something's going on, they know I'm going to give a breakdown. About shelves are empty and cyber attack. Like it's some cliche, or somebody's in their mum's basement, or they just saw NHS or the GP or the local nursery. Like, what? It's them doing it, man. They're the ones fucking doing it, man. Jeez, gee whiz. So obvious. It's all part of it. So they can then build a system of, you know, whether it's Norton security, you know, they're going to build some ultimate one, but they're the ones so they can pry eyes on you. And then they want to account for everything, hence the mark of the beast. And they went to implement it slightly with 2020. You know, that's why you couldn't, you know, go to the pub or fly, etc., unless you had the mark. Get it? And then even with the money, it was like, well, you know, you got the virus on the money, we got to disinfect it. We're thinking about bringing in X, Y, Z, so it's more digital. And that's what they're doing. If you notice what they're doing it slowly. Because remember, if they do something instantly, then there might be too much revolt. They can't have that. So what they do is they keep you grinded down with the rat race, with being on edge, you know, war, this thing, there's going to be more COVID, you know, people still walking around with things over their face, chemtrailing, blah, 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 blah. Even though I was wearing stuff over my face, maybe 2 years coming up to COVID, because I really don't like chemtrails. Like, I don't think you realize, like, I've literally got a phobia. I don't like seeing it. It drives me insane. Literally, I'm not lying. Like, it really annoys it really pisses me off, like, really badly. Because I can't get sunshine onto my skin without it going through some nasty layer of chemtrails, and then I'm gonna give all their garbage about, you know, climate change. You're the one fucking doing it. As I always say, the realm of existence knows how to sustain itself. It doesn't need you lot with your Jimmy Farsars doing your bollocks. But we know why they're doing it, right? It's all to change the terrain of you. Because remember, the fauna, the cattle's eating the this, the that, the fauna, blah, blah, blah. Then you're eating it with your vegan or not, meat eater. So it's changing your terrain, fucking up your thinking, your being. It's all by design to fuck you up, your children, loved ones, fellow woman, man, and child. I don't care where you come from on the spectrum of color. We're all in the same boat. They're fucking us all. I don't care if you're a tramp, or as I said before, living in fucking Dubai with a fucking Bugatti, like that fucking dumbass that they want him with his bus-up face from Chase the Moron from Misfits Fighting. Like a fool. Just like the movie Death Becomes Her, I can see right through you. Yeah, if you know that movie, Death Becomes Her. It might even still be on YouTube, because they're putting up a lot. If you go on the YouTube, if you haven't noticed, go tap movies on YouTube. They're putting up Soul Plane, Death Becomes Her. I'm talking a whirl of movies is on YouTube in the last, like, 6 weeks. The amount of movies I've been watching on YouTube. Loads of them. So if you haven't, or if you haven't been getting the suggestions, tap movies on the little tab on the YouTube, and you will see loads of freebies to watch. Yeah. So knock yourself out with that. Thank me later. All right. If you didn't know, now you do. Right. Fucking hell. Nearly another hour. Right. Let me get out of here. I'll play a tune. I don't think I played this one before, so we'll play this quickly. And maybe the one I made with, what's his name again? Dave Chappelle. You know the one. If you don't, I'll quickly play some of it. I ain't going to play them all, but I'll play some of this one. Again, shout out to everybody again. Please take note and don't switch off from the video. Hopefully you got this far. Right? And I already said it. I'm not here throwing shade or doing that type of big old back and forth. I'm just trying to see, can we just get the unification that, you know, that we need, that the world needs, man. And we got to do it from within, bring it out, do it with us. Fuck all the bickering. I mean, imagine if Cut stopped his bullshit. Just for instance, right? And I know he's not wired too tightly, but, you know, maybe you never know. He might snap out of it somewhat and be like, wow, do you know what? And I don't care if you're still on, what's his name, or whoever, to say, oh, well, it seems like you might do a little bit of a scam there. Hey, I'm not knocking certain things that you might say, you know, or sports commentary. I'm not saying, yeah, I'm not knocking everything, but there's some things I'm like, really? Come on, man. You can't knock the work overall. That's my point, because if you lot help the work to propagate how it needs to propagate, we wouldn't have to be bothering about scripted sports and people getting killed for the sports, and or you know, a movie actor and or a rapper or a singer or whatever the case may be. Yeah, help. Let's bring down the house of cards and then resurrect a better system. Voila. I mean, I know it's easier said than done, right? But fuck, you know, man. Come on, let's do it. Come on. Before, you know, get to the wood chopper. Yeah, get to the wood chopper, not wood chipper. You know, let me get my Arnold zone. Come on, get to the wood chopper. All right. So, anywho, homeless spreading of like hashtag don't be a basic beast brand, of course. Give gracious gratitude, but take no shit. Right. Let me. Oh, actually, you're gonna get another one. I'm just seeing it. One called Plugged In. Let me play this quickly as well. Boom. Again, I made this fucking hell 15 years ago. Nothing finished or nothing, you know, mastered or nothing like that. But you know, just all these are just showing you ideas, man. Showing you my soul. All right. Wholeness.
The worst thing to call somebody is crazy. These people are not crazy. They're strong people. Maybe the environment is a little sick. That's bullshit. These people are not crazy. They're strong people. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy is dismissive. I don't understand this person, so they're crazy. That's bullshit. These people are not crazy. They're strong people. Maybe the environment is a little sick.
music. The rhythm of house 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 music. Music.